take that down too, right?
Yep.
Where's that? Banners. Somewhere around here. There it is. Hey, derpy. Well, congratulations on 200 people on YouTube, bro. 200 subscribers.
Yes,
Heck
sir.
Yeah,
yeah.
my dude. You gonna buy me a car or what?
Lamborghini, dude.
So you're gonna be like the Tate guy, dude. You're gonna just be
I might
fucking.
have to.
You're gonna have to, bro. It's just what it is. It's
No,
just
he's
what
just
it
gonna
is.
get rid of us.
That's dope, dude. Hey, well,
He's too big for us now.
He's gonna
I'm too
bring on
big for
other.
you.
He's gonna bring on more handsomer versions of ourselves, dude. We're like the Timu version, dude.
Hey, speak for yourself, man. I'm pretty fucking
Yeah,
handsome.
I'm ugly, bro. You can replace me quick. That's so fucking
Agreed. Agreed.
nice, dude. No, man. Well, congratulations, dude.
I
Congratulations
appreciate it.
on the way
Yeah.
up, dude. You're gonna get your Woody Award, or what is it? No, that's the porn one. Not that one, but your streamer one. The streamer award. Yeah, you'll just get a streamer award, dude. I promise. I swear.
Good
Well, maybe you'll get a
Lord,
Woody
dude.
Award. I don't know. Maybe
That's
you'll get a Woody Award.
crazy.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back. It's Sunday night, and it's been a minute. Welcome back. Welcome
Heck
back.
yeah.
I am here with my two boys, Derpy and Relic. Boys, it's good to see you. It's been a while. It's been a busy couple of days or a couple of weeks for me, man. So it's finally be back, and it's good though. It's good. It's good. What you guys been up to, man?
Missing you
Ooh,
in the stream.
nice,
Whoa.
dude. Yeah,
Dude,
I'm not
take him
gonna
to
lie.
dinner first. Damn.
Yeah, man. Shit, dude. Nah, I've been missing you guys too, man. It's like, I don't really get the opportunity to. I'm kind of like one of those people that kind of isolates a lot, so I don't get the opportunity to talk much about stuff. So, especially nerd shit. So, when I do get the opportunity, it's here that I get to kind of let loose. A lot of people I lose in conversation when I talk about my nerd stuff. So, it's good to be amongst my people, my kind. Yo, Relic. I know we're not in the conversation of talking about Star Wars, but you saw that they did release the they're talking about what is it? Maul,
X-Wing?
the Darth Maul shit, right?
Which there's a lot of Darth Maul stuff that released
Okay,
and news.
Well, you know they're
and
gonna be doing.
Relic
They're talking
Cloud.
about what's up, everybody. What is up,
bring him
dude?
back to life again for
Bro,
dude.
dude. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me explain. Hi, everybody that's
All right.
jumping in the chat. Thank you guys for jumping in. We really appreciate you guys. So, they released a trailer a couple of weeks ago for the new series that they're gonna make for Darth Maul, where I thought it was gonna be like his backstory. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but apparently the director or the writer or something like that came out and was like, well, maybe he didn't die when he fought Obi-Wan in the desert. And I was like, dude, don't do that.
Dude, that
Derpy,
means he
are
got not
you-
only sliced in half, he also got sliced downward, and he still doesn't
Derpy,
die.
Are you familiar with the Darth Maul death scene in the Rebels show? Like, are you familiar with this or no?
Briefly.
So
Is
at
did
the
he
very
tie
very
with-
at the very
with
very end
Obi-Wan?
of the show,
Ben, right?
Darth Maul
Faces Ben. right?
finds Obi-Wan in the desert protecting the child, right? And it's supposed to be like right before the first of the first films, right? It's supposed to be like right before that. So it ties everything in such a cool loop, dude. Like knowing that Darth Maul had fought Obi-Wan and lost, he got in his stance like Qui-Gon and then changed his stance to like just everything was so epic and it was so poetic the way it ended. And it was a great send off to a cool character, right? I guess you could kind of say the same thing, right, Relic? It's the easiest way to
Yeah.
put it, right?
Yeah, like I don't agree with everything they did with Maul, but in terms of how they ended it, it was great. Like if you guys don't know the comic that came out before the Clone Wars
Mark.
and that like inspired Darth Maul to come back was this comic that Darth Maul, his first appearance back after Phantom Menace, was on Tatooine. He had the robotic legs, really long horns, and he had this really cool double-bladed lightsaber.
Yeah.
And he's coming out to kill Luke, actually,
Yeah.
because he knows it's going to draw out Ben. and then he fights Ben, and Uncle Owen snipes him and kills Darth Maul. Also stupid.
That was a comic book, right?
Yeah, it was a comic book, and
Yeah.
then it was kind of to see. I think what came out was that they launched that comic to see if fans, it would like satisfy the fans in terms of Darth Maul, and we didn't get to see much of him, but we did get to read the books that about his training and other comics. But now we got the Clone Wars, which even if you like the Clone Wars, it did mess up a lot of stuff lore wise. But overall, I would say it's like half and half, like good and bad, you know.
I really hope they don't try to bring him back to life, dude.
They're going to, dude. They are so creatively bankrupt, man. Like they can't go past their era. Like I
agree.
Like you did the sequels, fine. Then let's see what happens after that. Like because all you keep doing is going back to prequels, right before the prequels, or original trilogy, or right after the original trilogy.
Before the prequel.
You know.
Yeah. Or even building off of like the Skywalker saga without needing, like they could kill off all the Skywalkers, but they're still using them in some kind of way. Yeah, they pretty. No, Rey's still alive, bro.
Shut your damn mouth, dude. Rey is not a Skywalker.
She claimed it, and they're in the desert, and they don't have to deal with the governments.
Dude, you could suck it easy, dude. Yeah.
Could be whoever they want.
Freaking dude.
She should have said, my name is Rey Guado, dude. That would have been the best, dude. That would have been the fucking best. But yeah, I just remember that, and then I saw your background, and then I saw Derpy's shirt, and I was like, oh fuck, we're not even talking about this crazy nonsense. But,
dude, you want to know what's crazy? So like, I'm subscribed to the Stupendous Wave and Star Wars Theory, right? Those are my two favorite Star Wars channels, and Echo's Heart. Every time now a Star Wars video that they launch comes up, I feel so bad because I like them as content creators, but I'm so past looking up any news about Star Wars and what direction it's going, because unless they can completely retcon everything since 2012, there's literally no interest. Like I can't see myself ever liking anything that they make here on forward, because it will always lead to the sequel trilogy. It will always lead to Luke being a douchebag who almost kills his nephew. It will always lead to, freaking Rey being the best of the best and Palpatine coming back, all that bullcrap. So I just can't get myself to ever enjoy. Like right now, like dude, I always keep Star Wars books on hand right next to me in case I don't want to stream it. I just read Legends. The expanded universe, the real expanded universe, because I love the expanded universe.
Yeah. But it's all uncanonized already, right?
Yeah, it was the first thing they did when they bought Lucasfilm. Uncanonized.
Is there any or at all chance for both of you gentlemen to be excited for whatever it is that they're going to be doing with like the Mandalorian and Grogu, like on that side of the spectrum? Because that, of course, doesn't really deal with the Skywalker saga as much internally. It's kind of like in the realm of it, but it deals with more of what was going on with like the Clone Wars and the Mandalorian side. Like, does it kind of interest you that it's kind of like on the outside, a little dirty, a little bit more street level?
Look, we're Star Wars fans. I mean, Mando was good. They're gonna go see it regardless. They're gonna see it regardless, but it's not gonna do as well as the show did. I'll say that. But Star Wars fans will show up.
True. Chrissy says she stopped watching after the Acolyte.
Yeah, Chrissy, you lasted way longer than I did.
I'll make I'm gonna make a little poll for it, but you guys keep talking about it.
No, like I don't think Star Wars fans, Chrissy. Real Star Wars fans, are probably not gonna show up to Mando.
That's probably true as well.
Like I think what it's gonna be like we gotta. They also have no excuses to not be successful, because the Mando and Grogu movie is gonna come out a week before anything is. Like a week before it's released, nothing's being released, and 2 weeks after it's released, nothing will be released. So they pretty much have a month where it's the only movie that it will be launched, and it's Memorial Day weekend. And I also think it's gonna, if anybody's like, it's gonna have a lot of walk-in ticket sales. I don't think it's gonna have a lot of pre-ticket sales. It'll be like, some parents with their kids going to the movie theater, and then they'll be like, you know what, this thing is on, might as well, like, let's check it out. Yeah. So, but they're already like tracking under 70 million for their opening weekend. And if you like Star Wars movies, as after we saw Rogue One, Force Awakens, and the way they're supposed to track, they're not supposed to make under $1 billion. And the problem with the Mando and Grogu is that I think the only reason people liked The Mandalorian was because it was so different, even though it was bad, but we had such crappy Star Wars that we just got a bunch of really nice, mediocre stuff.
That's article. Vince is like, I'm going to see it on the site for free, dude.
Yeah. Sell the high seas on that one. But like, there's no hype for it. Like, especially with all the other trailers that we've gotten, why are you gonna go watch it? Just so in like 10 years after this event happens, we get The Force Awakens. We know whatever resistance empire they're fighting is gonna survive into the First Order. We already know the end results of whatever he's doing. The problem is we're not even focusing on Mando's story. We're still focusing on him being a babysitter and like whatever the galaxy's happening. Like, it should have been just focused on Mando. And even if it was a bad show, I think it would still be doing way better than it is today because it's focusing on a singular character and his story, not end of the world, end of the universe type stuff.
Yeah, I remember when the show first came out, and I thought it wasn't too bad. It was kind of like we just got the Skeleton Crew. The Skeleton Crew had this Goonies kind of Indiana Jones vibe, but I kind of feel like it dropped the ball. But it did have this expansion of the universe kind of mentality. And again, we had a really cool telling of course, if you were a part of the what is it, the Clone Wars series and the Rebels. You remember like the Mandalorians, how much more effort it took for them to kind of expand on the universe and the history. So it was nice for them to kind of go back to that and not it just be dwelling on the Skywalker stuff and all the internal people about that, right? And then it just started to flake, dude. And then it just started to flake. I remember I was really one of those guys that was like, you know what? It sounds pretty good. I can't wait to see what is it? This little Yoda dude become a Mandalorian.
Yoda dude, okay.
Yeah, Grogu. Before we had a cool name for him. You know what I mean? I was just like, this little Yoda dude is gonna be so cool. He's gonna be a Mandalorian, blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And then I thought to myself, and the more it keeps going, and the more they kind of keep Jim Hensoning this character and making him cute and not like real, I don't give two shits if he becomes a Mandalorian because he's not gonna be anything cool. It's just gonna be a little baby in a Mandalorian suit. Like I don't know. It to me, it's like I was kind of excited for it. Right. And now that I've seen the series kind of progress and them keep doing this, like, and then you remember that these kind of people, they live to like what, 300 years old? Is that the Yoda ages?
No, it's like 1,000 almost.
This kid's never gonna put on armor or look like an adult until like all of these people are super dead, like just super super dead. And then you get to see him be all cool later on. And I don't know if I have enough in me to wait that long, dude.
Well, the big problem is that like you got as soon as you turn on your brain, everything stops making sense.
Yeah.
Like for instance, if you just watch the trailer, okay, the little baby stroller that he jumps on, that's from another baby, like the speed it's flying is the same speed as a jetpack. Like the logic is like, who designed this freaking thing?
For a child.
For not a child, a freaking baby.
A baby.
And then they turn on the freaking speed, and if they just like hit it on accident, they'll crash into a wall and blow up. So like they make these things to make cool scenes. It's kind of like for instance, I'll give an example. Like Black Panther. Say what you want if you like it or don't like it. The rhinos. They're farming rhinos just to have a cool scene at the end. There's literally no use for farming a rhino in the real world and this fake universe because they didn't establish anything. They just have rhinos so that we could have a cool rhino scene that like a cavalry scene at the end with the little
that the chick
war.
just stops it with her hand
it's
up,
ridiculous.
With her spear, and then the rhino's like, "Yo, let me kiss this lady or lick him because I'm a cat or whatever."
Yeah, it's stupid. So it's
like, the fuck is going on?
Yeah, they're literally designing things just to have a cool scene, not because it makes sense in the universe, not because like it's part of the universe. Like it's really dumb.
But that's the fantasticalism of all this shit. That's like that was the equivalent to Batman needing a dog in Batman Beyond. Do you remember that shit?
What do you mean?
You remember the cartoon of Batman?
Yeah, Batman Beyond.
Batman never needed a fucking pet, dude.
Don't disrespect Ace.
Yeah, but why did he get a why did he get a pet?
I don't know. Who the fuck cares? He doesn't
because
need
Alfred's dead. Alfred died.
So Alfred was his pet. That's what you're saying.
Alfred died. He got a pet because he like can't freaking function on his own.
Bro, he lost both his parents. He didn't get a fucking goldfish, dude. Like that doesn't make any sense, dude.
It's not. Well, that's the thing. That's a freaking dog. Like that's one thing. It's a dog doesn't make sense maybe to the personality, but who knows if Alfred got him a dog before he died and now he's attached to dogs? I don't know.
John Wick.
But it's not like a dog destroys the universe and like the function of dogs. Like this is a baby stroller.
Yeah, it's the same.
That could go like freaking faster than a car.
Yeah, no. I understand this. No, I understand these things, but it's like there are just always these like fantasticalisms that kind of appear in the world that make things kind of like a little better or a little more like relatable, I guess. And I guess the idea of them, because it's like I don't know, what are they gonna farm in Wakanda? What kind of animals are they gonna farm? Like it's not like they're not really. I think there's one part where they show some horses, but that's like the only time you ever see them.
No, look, like the problem with
there's nothing to farm there, bro. Like,
no, if we're gonna jump, wait. They established something that's pretty freaking important. The first 5 minutes when the damn meteor hit, that's the size of a mountain, by the way, and it didn't wipe out all of humanity, which is crazy. They have whatever vibranium, right?
Yeah,
and then they say that for generations, they separated into 5 different colonies, right? Or sects or cultures, whatever you want to say. Tribes.
Yeah.
I am not here.
And then they're supposed to be the most technologically advanced and also the most advanced socially, except they still use baskets to shop. There's like literally a hierarchy as you see Wakanda. Like this is poor side of Wakanda, then there's all these advanced technology, and then like nothing makes sense because there's like, oh my gosh, freaking Black Panther pisses me off so much. They make this shield and say that that's the border. Like eventually you gotta colonize. If you have a small border and everybody starts having families and then they have kids, that means that you are doubling your population, and therefore it's gonna be encroaching unless it starts growing super high. Like that's how it freaking works.
Wakanda,
you know.
This guy in the question is wild, and bro, William, Israel, Palestine, or Wakanda? Holy,
dude.
Bro.
Rome.
Rome.
I'd pick Rome, dude.
The Rome Empire.
Destroy it all, man.
The craziest question, dude.
Oh, you want to know a friend of mine. Oh, I think I told this story before. A friend of mine, he was going to college, and he was at like a Starbucks. And I don't know if Starbucks like they did a whole like, oh, we're for Palestine or something. I don't know what it was.
Whatever.
They picked a side. Right, and then this lady was like, this girl was protesting. He's like 22-year-old girl, and my friend he's just, by the way, he's a Hispanic dude, just trying to get some coffee, get through his school, and then get to work, right?
Yep.
And then he was like, just going about his day, and she's like, how could you support them, whatever? And by the way, super devout Catholic, and he's like, you want to know why I'm getting freaking coffee? I honestly don't care, but you want to know my reason why? One of them is wrong, the other one killed Christ, so I don't give a damn what happens to him, and then just walks away. Yeah, and she started crying. It was funny.
I don't know, man. I come from an area that people are like, what's up, bro? It's not Israel or Palestine. It's like Bloods or Crips or what, dude? Bloods or Crips. Like it's like it used to be that. Now it's like this stuff, man. Politics is crazy, bro. But
dude, who gives a damn? Like,
right.
Well, I mean,
like freaking
cultures,
dude.
It's cultures, bro. It's cultures. But Wakanda and stuff like that, like the movies have to have this fantasticalism that kind of separates reality from this. So I understand with the idea of them having like the rhino scene. Like you look at it and you're like, bro, come on, rhinos.
There's one thing, dude. we've all read comics. We know when they're being like Vulture. Like he got his powers from the freaking North and South Pole bull crap. Like you know, like there's stupid stuff, man. There's really dumb stuff in comics. But if you're gonna try to convince somebody that this is more advanced, or in a world where you have Tony Stark, you got Shield, you got all these things, and then the dudes are farming rhinos. Like, why not get a freaking cow? If
why
you guys
not
are constantly
make vehicles, bro?
Why not make vehicles? Why not freaking make spaceships? Why not give everybody Black Panther suit? What? It's insane to me. Like the entire concept. They're like, if something's gonna be fantastical, that's fine, but it needs to make sense in its own universe as well.
Yeah, because of the fact that like it's like you said, like why doesn't everybody just get a Black Panther outfit then, right, or something like that? But that's kind of like the writing of that was Supreme Iron Man. When Iron Man made everybody pretty, there was like a value to it. If you end up giving everybody that if you end up giving everybody it's gonna get exploited, and then it's gonna be something.
Well, that's why you have individualism. So the problem with the movie Black Panther, first of all, in Civil War, awesome. But the problem with the movie Black Panther is that they gave him a power from their Kool-Aid flower, and then anybody could be Black Panther. Like, they didn't make T'Challa unique, because in the comics he was like an assassin. He had powers at one point that was like unique to his bloodline, and that's why he got Black Panther suit. But then they literally just gave him a vibranium suit that you could just put anybody in there and it's Black Panther. Like, T'Challa's a non-entity in his own universe. In the MCU.
The powers of the Black Panther give him like superhuman strength, like Captain America.
Right? Yeah, but anybody could obtain those powers. It's not unique to him. You know, it's not like his bloodline allows him to be amplified. Anybody could become Black Panther by trial by combat.
They need to do the heart-shaped herb. They just need
the Kool-Aid flower.
They need to ingest the heart.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. There's, first of all, they're supposed to be advanced, and then they do trial by combat, which is super barbaric. And they don't even use the power up. So why don't you just, like, if you're a smart person, why don't you fill somebody up with steroids, train them their entire life, and then you be an usurper and run all of Wakanda, just having a puppet be the king, a roided out monster who you control. It would be pretty easy to rule Wakanda if they're gonna base it off that logic.
The comment section is so wild, bro.
Make it happen.
To catch up with the MCU, but I only like to watch in chronological order by release date. I'm stuck on Doctor Strange movie. I keep falling asleep on it. Yeah.
Wait, the first Doctor Strange movie or the second one?
The Black Panther thing's not politics. It's just explaining what doesn't make sense in their movie, in their own universe.
Well, it's just that they have to establish their region and how they run their part of the world. That makes it so much more. It's like Atlantis. It's like the Avengers Tower is its own thing or whatnot. It all comes down to that. So it understands, but they got to make it different. It's just what it is. Like, I didn't understand the fucking the Namor scene when he's like, "Oh, I brought the sun down." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? What is that?"
It's nighttime. RB,
like, what is that? Like, what is the sun under the water? What did he bring down?
Dude, like, I don't know. Maybe he took his anal beads out. I don't know what the freak was happening. They like,
he found a fucking diver with a little light on his head and just like put it in the middle of the room or whatever. Like, I don't get it.
The concept is that like they were more I don't know, like powerful at one point, and that they're like almost like an eternal. Dude, it's all jumbled. Like phases 4 and 5 messed up, but towards the end of phase 3, there's a lot of movies that released like Black Panther that they put out there. Super good marketing, had a lot of success financially, but it didn't make sense. It wasn't really good.
It wasn't thorough enough.
Well, like, yeah, it's not even about like making it make sense in our universe. Like, your universe established certain rules, and the more characters you put out there in different parts of the world, the more complicated it gets. But they really took the time, especially in phase 1 and part of phase 2, to really make everything coherent. You know what I mean?
Bro, your boy RB. Like, that fucking comment is rad, bro. He's like, "Derpy, how come your camera on here is perfectly fine, but when you're on your main show,
I told him it's
you
nighttime.
look like a future picture of Marty McFly when his parents aren't gonna fuck.
I actually do have an answer for this. StreamYards, if you pay for it, you can make
clean
your
it up,
your
yeah,
camera have 4K and high in HD. When if you're using your own internet, it draws in so much CPU that like it can disturb your like lag time in your own camera, even though your camera's fine. It's also about
Derpy's
speed
using
and stuff.
a fucking Motorola 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
He's using like a brick phone for his camera. Derpy, are you there?
I am here.
Good. Are you still using AOL or what?
No, AOL.
Still using Yahoo Messenger or what?
He looked at you like freaking, like you just committed a crime. Like, no, what the freak you
No.
talking about?
You know what I
lagging
did the
a
other
little
day,
bit.
guys? This is off topic, super off topic. We're gonna get on our first topic in a little bit, but
Yeah.
I tried to check my MySpace. Did you guys remember MySpace?
Oh, God.
Dude, I have MySpace.
I tried to check it and it wouldn't let me in. I couldn't remember my shit, dude.
I had
net zero, bro. Derpy got net zero. Derpy got net zero.
Dude, I had a friend that still had MySpace, and he looked up my account, still up.
Damn, dude, that's
Yeah,
crazy,
still,
man.
I
Still
never
got
had a
my
MySpace
song and everything. Like,
Dude, I miss MySpace. I think MySpace had it going on, man. I really do.
well, MySpace was
do
better.
remember it,
It's,
but I
it's
never
all
had it.
marketing, man. Got killed by marketing.
Yeah. It's because everybody thought Facebook was going to be the place, and it kind of was for a bit, and still kind of is. But then it's like,
And then into
Twitter and
Crackerville.
Twitch and all this other stuff brought it up, and 1 minute reels and little sizzle reels and shit. Like, it's just not the place. But MySpace it had it, man. It had it.
Yeah.
Let's see. He says last.
But in
relic,
terms
I
of
think
Star
that-
Wars, sorry, go ahead.
187 murder was the case, says Last Relic. Think you're exactly right, and I think that's where they lost it casually, or lost the casuals.
Yeah, like for instance, the fans bring in the casuals, right? And the real fans turn the casuals into actual fans. It's a pretty basic formula. Like the things nerds love to do the most is to share like the things they love.
Yeah.
But when you start betraying the fans and you rely only on casual viewers or the normies, right? They're not gonna be waiting and anticipating the next movie and the next movie and the next thing to come. Right? Like it's a big problem all throughout all of cinema right now that has an IP, whether it's DC, whether it's Marvel, Lord of the Rings, whatever it is, Star Wars. They're not like catering to the actual fans to bring in the casuals.
Mini clips.
They're trying to make it all inclusive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a huge problem. Like, and all they have to do is focus on the story, the structure, whether it's Star Wars, whether like focus on the universe and the lore you established, and then add to it. But don't just throw things in there to either appease or make something look cool. That's the big problem that we see all over the place.
True that. What's up, Sal? Good to see you. All right, boys, let's go ahead and jump topics. Let's get at this.
Yeah.
Let's see what's up. First off, did you guys get to see Mario Galaxy?
Yes.
I did.
Did you guys really?
Yes.
Yo, what'd you guys think? I finally got to see it this past week. I kind of had a casual sit down. What'd you guys think? I haven't gotten your guys' review on this. Let's talk about this shit.
It's 2 hours long of TikTok flashy colors vomit on your face that you enjoy.
Okay.
That's my review.
I was about to say, I know me and Rel probably have different perspectives.
Go. What's your
We always do.
perspective?
I thought it was better than the first one.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Okay, I personally, I don't think it was better than the first one, but I still thought it was fucking good. Like, I just thought it was good for like the nonsense. Like, I just could turn my brain off, and it's just like if I was playing the video game. Like, just shit's flying at you. There's a bunch of nonsense going on, and everything looked cool. I wasn't a big fan on what they did with Bowser at the end. I think that was the only thing I was kind of about with the design. I didn't like the whole Bones version of him. I thought it kind of looked lame. The design looked stupid. Bowser Jr. was cool. There were so many Super Smash Brothers for a movie related things.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm stupid excited.
Like,
Danny DeVito.
Sorry, go ahead. You could give your 2 takes on it because I got a long thing to say about it. But yeah,
the Bowser Jr.'s weapon gave homage to Mario Sunshine, which gives that an opportunity to be a villain. The ink or the goo, right?
Just to let Vince know in the chat, there's nothing to spoil.
It's Mario. I mean, what's there to spoil?
Yeah,
dude? Yeah. There's really not much.
But
spoilers.
look, the first movie, even though it might not have been like a perfect movie, there's definitely issues. Right. It had an attempt to have a storyline. Mm-hmm. It did have an attempt to have a storyline. This movie, the big problem is that the story is very devoid. Like there's not really a story. It's like scene. It's like an and then story, and then this happens, and then this happens. So it's not a well-written movie. It's really nice for like nostalgia. You get to see if you like anything Nintendo, Super Smash Bros. You're gonna really enjoy it. And like if you bring your kids to see it, your kids are gonna enjoy it. It's gonna make a lot of money, but it could have made so much more if they really focused on having a story. Because even though the first one didn't do well on the story as a whole, it's like this movie, it's kind of like a marketing piece for whatever else is to come. It's not. I would say if you're going by yourself, it's not worth the watch. If you're gonna take young kids to see it, definitely worth it.
But Relic,
yeah.
Did any of you ever come into terms to think that Mario is going to be an Oscar-winning masterpiece, or is it a fucking movie about a plumber saving a princess? Because that's the story in part 1 and in part 2. Yeah, except in part 2, the princess is like, yo, fuck it, everybody can get it. Everybody can get these hands. And then Mario's like, oh shit, this bitch is going to get herself in trouble. I got to go save her. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The story is there. Right. It's just that there's nothing.
No. Like, the outline. The outline is there. The story ain't there. The outline of what it is there.
There is no story to Mario Brothers. Like there isn't. Like right. It was.
Dude, there's actually a lot of stuff to Mario Brothers, and like if you start with that's
okay.
I'm sorry. That's kind of like a weak argument because whenever you write a story,
I'm gonna break it down to one thing. It's Mario Brothers, the first game. What's it about?
Well,
what was the story in the video game number 1?
I didn't play the first game.
Well, I mean, you pretty much said it when we talked about the movie. It's just a dude that fell in a pipe and then he found out there's a kingdom and princess.
But what I'm saying is when you take something and put it into a movie, a video game could be nothing and could just be fun.
Oh yeah, you got to build on that.
I'm not saying you do that, but when you make a movie, you want to not only grab the attention, but have a story where people can feel there's emotional gravity to it, which we felt that. Like, they really played into the whole brothers relationship and Mario overcoming, kind of have like that nice story arc of someone becoming a hero when all he wanted to do was, just have a successful plumbing business.
Let me ask you this, bro.
Yeah. What's up?
Did your kids enjoy it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Did your wife enjoy it?
Oh, hell no.
Your wife didn't enjoy it?
Dude, so, okay, my wife, again, South Korean, did not grow up with movies, and she's like, it's just a bunch of colors, like, there's no story here.
But did your kids enjoy it?
Yeah.
I mean...
And what are we complaining about? Then what are we complaining about?
First of all, kids, they'll enjoy anything. You give them a stick, they got a toy for a whole year.
Yeah, but Mario's...
The thing is, but kids aren't stupid. Kids are not that dumb, right? I got 3 kids, and good, like, listen, dude. Kids' stories, I think, are the most important stories.
About little nitpicky things in a movie that don't entertain them because they're adults.
Because other adults are creating it for adults, and you gotta treat your audience with respect and not treat them like a bunch of tards, dude. Like, if you're going to take kids to watch a kids movie, a part of that nostalgia and that memory sticks with them, right? Where like even smell, events happen, where you think back like when you watched a certain movie with your parents or whatever it was. There used to be really good, well-written stories. You got Shrek, you got El Dorado, you got Moses, you got Joseph, King of Dreams, you got Treasure Planet. You got a bunch of really well-written movies that you can even enjoy as a kid. Or as an adult, I mean. And you might not get everything that happens in that movie as a kid, like all the gravitas and even the jokes, but you'll still enjoy them. And then when you're an adult, that stuff still sticks with you because you can actually enjoy them as an adult, and it can inspire you to do something more. Like Shrek is a great example, like of comedy that an adult and a kid could enjoy. You know, like when they see Farquaad's castle, right? And he's like, I wonder if he's compensating for something. Hilarious joke, especially for an adult. But also, it's good. It's a good joke for a kid because the parent can explain, oh yeah, the Lord Farquaad is short. Therefore, everything he wants is to be big because he wants to look big. Great. So it's like a joke that works in multiple concepts, right? It could be a dirty joke, and it could be actually a joke for kids. Depends on who's like your perception of it, and so that's really good writing. So I think
you will die.
I think movies for kids are the ones that do need to be well written. They're the main ones that need to be well written.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like the Mario Brothers is a well written story. It's very minimal. It's very basic. There's a lot of stuff going on. Like I think that the only thing which was a problem for me with Mario Galaxy in the second film is the ending is very abrupt. Like it just shows that there's a hole. The castle's been whatever. There's just a big gap, and they're like, hee hee, boom, credits.
No,
and I was kind of like, what?
Yeah, like there's problems. Like the thing is with the Mario Galaxy movie, what disappointed me is that even if like the first one is weak, I expected the second one to be much stronger than the first movie, right? And the main issue with it is like it can't just be like a one trick pony every time, and then it's forgetful in like a year, 2, 3 years. Because the first one allowed it to establish, we got the Mario universe in Universal Studios. We're getting a lot more merch. People are more interested in the Nintendo games. People are like, that's what the first one did. The second one is supposed to retain that and even add more. So like, I prefer less content and better quality. Like just another example, the MCU phases 1 through 3, we got only 50 hours of content. Phenomenal films, some bad ones here and there. And then phases 4 and 5, we got over 100 hours of content, and none of it's memorable. We might have enjoyed 1 or 2.
Yeah, but the reason behind that also is because the majority of that concept and that content that was created wasn't successful in the first place. And I think this is it wasn't successful in the comic books. None of the stuff that came after, even getting to Infinity War and Endgames, was very diluted because the Infinity story had already been established in the comic books over and over again. It had already sold millions of comics or whatever, if you think about it. And then it got into like the Multiverse of Madness and the Doctor Strange film, and it's got into America Chavez. It got into all of these things that were not popular after the all new, all different comic book line in 2015, 2017, the female Thor, Miles Morales. None of this stuff was making money for Marvel in the comic book realm. And then they were like, well, we're going to make it in film. We're going to make people like it because diversity and this and that and all this cultural stuff, right? It worked with the political agenda, but it did not work even when it was being based in the comic books, which is where it was originally based on to make money. So okay, like, that doesn't. Hold on. With Mario Brothers, Mario 1 was $1 billion movie. It was great. It was fantastic. Why? Because it hit all the marks that it needed to do for Mario Brothers. Now, let me ask you something. Agreed. Would you consider yourself a Mario fan?
No, I don't think so.
No? What about Derpy? Would you consider yourself a Mario fan? Like just based on just, knowing the game and having fun with it and stuff like that, right?
Well, like fan is fanatic, right?
I would say
I'm not talking. Yeah. I'm not talking about being a fan. I'm just talking about a person who can hold a conversation about the topic. A fan, a person that knows it. What is Mario Galaxy? Hold on. What is Mario Brothers Galaxy about? What is the video game? What is the ending? Who's the villain? What's it about? Not the movie, but the video game.
Dude, well, I can't even tell you.
Derpy, can you tell me?
If I remember, I believe it's Bowser.
As the Mario Galaxy villain?
Yeah, this did the same thing, basically build a planet.
But do you know like the whole story, the build up, why it deals with galaxies, why it deals with like them going between things? Do you know about any of that stuff? And this is the problem.
I played it a long time ago.
And this is the problem is because people our age were fans of the nostalgia version of what Mario used to be. About to Mario 64, maybe Mario, Paper Mario. Then it got into Mario Kart, and then that's when we started aging out. And then it got into like the Switch Mario, which probably no one played. Then it got into Mario Brothers, where you can make the maps. Then it got into Mario Galaxy, Mario Worlds, and none of us ever played it again. It was only for kids in the Switch. It was only for kids. Maybe Mario Party. That's all we know. So like we may get may get the idea of what Mario Galaxy might have references to Mario Party, but none of that content in Mario Galaxy any of us would even know nor give a fuck about. So like since they were making part 2 of Mario Brothers, we as the older generation got nostalgia for having at least some type of reference to Super Mario Brothers 2, which was dramatically different to Super Mario Brothers 1, the way it played. It had Princess, Luigi, and Toad as characters. You had the chick that shot the ball out of her nose. You had King Koopa. You had all these other characters that we weren't really aware of in the universe. We got these in this movie, but we don't know anything about Galaxy. We don't know anything about Rosalina. We don't know anything about the crazy stars that are in the movie. So we're just barely being introduced to all this stuff. So when it's coming at you and it's like at 100-mile-an-hour pace and you don't get it, we as the watcher are going to be like, what the fuck is all of this colorful shit? I don't get it. But the story's there for the people that played that game. And that's the thing, is it's a children's based IP.
Wait. I get that, but like it not only does it not cancel out my argument, it needs to stand on its own. You know, like you're not going to play a video game and they're like, for me to understand the next video game, I need to watch a movie. Or you're not going to watch a movie, and for me to understand the next movie, I need to play a video game.
No, but that's the audience that they made these movies for. For us, the people that aren't aware of it, then
they made. But again, even the audience that they made the movies for, the audience is not stupid. They might have fun. They might spend it one time on that one property and being like, that was a good time. But since they're not really treating everything with respect and like, hey, we had a decent first movie, overall 5 out of 10, but let's add on to the story. Let's flesh out these characters that don't really have a backstory to them or don't really have anything much to them outside the video game, and let's take from the video game and then just amplify it a little bit more. See what we can do with these characters. Maybe make even a universe with it. But you can't just throw in characters like, that's cool, throw it in, and then take it out, and then that's the end of it. We appeased like the fandom in seeing their favorite character. That's bait, and then you do nothing with it. It's not really giving respect to the characters and the fans who actually care about these characters. And so
where'd this fucking guy go? All right, he'll be back.
And so I think even though might not be a story from the games, when you make the movie, you add on to the story. You got to make a story to keep the attention there.
Yeah, because it's not going to work when you make sequels or whatever.
Because now the third one, because the second one's already tracking behind the first one. It's doing really well financially, but it is tracking behind. And then this one's not giving faith to the third one. So if they make a third Mario movie, it's going to track even less. And it's because they're not giving the respect to the characters that they already gave respect to from the first movie. They're treating it like, oh, we already hooked you from the first one. Now we're gonna act like the next 10 years, whatever slop we release, you'll all give us money for it.
And my Bible's up. Like the idea would be what? I think, of course, it builds up to a Smash Brothers movie. You know, they established Star Fox in the airport or that little area that they have right before all this stuff starts. You can see Samus's ship taking off, Metroid.
But they did announce that they're not doing a universe. They don't have plans for Smash Bros. Or like.
Well, it's weird because they really built the shit out of it with all this stuff.
I don't think they built anything. I think they put a lot of it.
Mr. Game & Watch, Robot. There would be no reason. Speaking of obscure characters, why Mr. Robot or Rob and Mr. What Game & Watch? Why Mr. Game & Watch? Like, why would you even think of putting that character in a fucking Mario movie if he was like the first ever iteration of a Nintendo IP that's ever put on a 5? It's like, it's ridiculous, dude. But you put him in there and he goes and smashes Bowser with the move that's literally right out of Smash Brothers. They're talking about building a Link movie. You
Like-
have Star Fox. You show the entire cast with the fucking Raven guy, or I forgot his name, the Crow dude. I forgot his fucking name. The partner of the Blue Falcon. Right?
Oh man, he used to be my go-to. I love that guy.
Bro, and he's there, and
yeah,
they even
yeah.
show you, because they're gonna make a Star Fox film, right? What's the reason for a Star Fox film? Who the fuck knows? No one.
Dude,
You
well,
have to
I
be
actually
an
played
old-
the Star Fox video games on GameCube,
We all did.
and dude,
But none of the
it
new
was
kids did. None
yeah,
of the new kids that are
like-
into this shit.
well, like we also know the kind of fan base it will bring. It'll be a bunch of freaky furries, dude. So that's probably not a good idea to do.
No,
a
it's
Star
going to bring
Fox
you the Smash
movie.
Brothers fans, and Smash Brothers is an
Yeah.
esports game. To this day, that game itself makes billions of dollars on its own. It makes a fuckload of money just in esports. So whoever you bring in, Mr. Game and Watch, you bring in Rob, you bring in Star Fox. How do the kids know these characters if they did not play those games and they don't have any interest in those games because those games haven't been touched? It's because of the fact of Smash Brothers. If for Mario and Nintendo to be like, nah, we're not going to make a Smash Brothers, that would be ridiculous. Because even that, you saw the movie Galaxy. What is it that Rosalina needed to save Peach from when she threw her into the portal?
Well, like
I think
Man.
it's Smash stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
The Japanese don't give a damn.
They gonna make money, man.
They do like making money.
They gonna make money.
The issue is like, look, the reason why a lot of people like this movie is because it is flashy. That's it's that simple. It's not because it has a better story. The first one had a better attempt. It didn't have a great story, but it had an attempt at a story. This one doesn't really have one. It like if you anybody who's been around Nintendo, you're gonna enjoy the bits of seeing a bunch of characters come in from the Nintendo universe, Smash Bros. Universe around, and it's gonna be a fun time. Great, awesome. But to say that it's good, that's a whole different argument. And again, I think they have a lot of opportunity, and if they just take the time to actually flesh out their own story while keeping the characters the same from the games, it goes like it will do way more than just 1 billion, 2 billion, you know. Like
Fuck, I totally forgot about that.
like Peach, she's become insufferable. She's become the new Mary Sue in a kids movie. You know, at the first one, I didn't like the way they just made her like good at everything. I thought it was played for a joke, but then where she's like, "Oh yeah, I got it my first try." But then she just really is good at everything. And then the second one, it's like, man, like you could have done something. Like, we don't need these characters to be perfect. We want to see them go through an arc so that we can not just relate, but we could watch them grow as a character, you know, progress and actually have a story within their character instead of just a plot, right? And that's where they screwed up. They didn't focus on just having a story, because I guarantee you, if they took out a lot of the cameos that we got and just focused on a story, and then the cameos made sense, we would be super excited. And again, the Mario film, there's not much talk about it. We're talking about it now because we haven't done the podcast in a while, but there's not any really conversation going on with the Mario Galaxy movies and the universes to come. Like, there's a few YouTube videos that everybody made right after, but then dead in the water.
Yeah, but that's the way everything goes. I mean, there's
not really.
I mean, what's the last thing anybody's talking about? No one's talking Star Wars. No one's talking. Only everybody's talking about Marvel. But it's all. That's what keeps me away from it, is because it's all a bunch of gotcha moments and rumors and fake shit that no one knows the truth of. Because Marvel itself isn't releasing anything. DC's the only one that released something, and Marvel released some stuff at Cinecon, which we're supposed to talk about today. But with the Mario Brothers movie, it's true. Ham will tell you, he's an esports guy. The guy competes all over the world.
But
I
just
didn't even
because it's
remember
not
that Detective Pikachu Sonic was already in the film. Like the Kirby movies.
Oh, Kirby movie would be sick.
Well, that's the thing. You got a
Kirby
reference to the Kirby star when the star opens up and you meet the person, and I thought they were just gonna jump on it and fly, and I was like, "Holy fuck, that's a Kirby reference!" Like again, and Peach being a Haas gives you homage to the Smash Brothers community because she's a heavy hitter in the fucking Smash tournaments. That's a main character that people
but then
use.
again, again,
she even knocks the
stand on his
out
own
with a radish, dude.
Yeah,
that was fucking, come on, dude. This is dope.
But look,
dude.
it's cool, but then again, there's no substance. Like, you're gonna have that memory, but you're not gonna want to keep revisiting that memory over and over and over and over again, because then you could just play the game. Like, what? Why keep watching the movie if the movie doesn't give you anything more than the game did?
Because
I'll just go back to the game.
The
memorable moments come from memorable moments from the game. It's not coming from a memorable moment of its own individual property, aka the movie. Like, it's great to give homage and copy something from the games to make it make sense in the storyline. But if you have nothing to grasp to in the movie itself, then you watch it one time, maybe a second time, and then you're just gonna play the game later on. Well, so it doesn't stand the test of time. The movie just gets killed.
I mean, in the concept of it, I like the desert scene with the Mexican characters in the beginning, the Mexican little tribe that I had never seen. But that's probably from a game, I guess. I hope. If not,
I don't know.
There for the story. The Yoshi introduction was a really cool introduction, other than Yoshi's Island. The Yoshi's Baby scene was really funny, adding Toad to the mix, and the Nintendo Scope was really cool. Star Fox being a part of this universe and him collaborating with Mario doesn't show up in any video game. I thought that was a really cool moment. There's a lot of things in this film. Even Bowser Jr.'s work was really cool, and the Bowser world that they thought of and created was an interesting concept to something they never had before. But Bowser Jr. has come out in several games, but I can only remember him majorly.
Yeah, and they gave him a little bit of that in the movie where it's like, hey, like, this is just a kid trying to make his dad happy.
Yeah.
It's not even about being evil, really. Like, I'm just trying to make my dad proud type thing. That's cool. You know, add on to that. Like you don't have to give me the whole enchilada, but like, give me a little bit more, and then let's see where that story goes. But it can't be an and then story. It needs to be like, this happened, so ergo these things start happening because of this one action. It can't just be like, oh, he pulled out his sword and then blew up a planet and then moved to Mars, and then, like, it can't be an and then story. That's a bad story, you know?
Yeah, and I also like the fucking the very depressed star. The one star that's like super dark and fucking always talking super cryptic and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking dude, and that character is not in any video game, dude. And he's a legit funny character. He's funny, dude. He's funny.
Yeah, what by the way, what did the freak does tabbed mean? By the way, guys, I know we're not reading the chat, but we are well aware of you.
I'm reading it. I don't know what tabbed is, but thanks. Oh, it's probably like just checking, like, just to say that he'll probably keep us tabbed so that way he can come back and check on us too. Julio's a good friend of mine.
Okay, cool.
So Ham's a good friend of mine. Same thing with Vince. I know these guys. But he says that the trending topic is Daredevil season and Doomsday. Have you been watching the Daredevil season?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh, dang. Okay, we'll talk about that too for sure, man. But
have you watched it?
No, I haven't seen it. I myself haven't seen it, but I'm gonna take your.
By the way, is Derpy okay?
I don't know. He just said he jumped off, but I told him to jump back on when he gets a chance. But
right.
yeah, so that way he can come back and he can talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like,
thank you.
Somebody, I forgot who asked. Somebody asked what was like their favorite childhood movie growing up. Okay. If you wanna go
let's see,
first.
Let me go back to it. Do you remember who it was or no?
No, sorry guys.
Here we go. Vince Weaver, what kids movie for kids? What is your best one and worst one? Like, just in general? Are we talking about just in general across the board? What do you guys think?
Like, what's the worst kids movie you ever watched, and what's the best one?
Just in general? I would say the best one is The Neverending Story. I love The Neverending Story.
Oh, and man, I forgot about that.
And of course, Adventure Island or Treasure Island. I like Treasure Island too. Or Treasure Planet. My bad, Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet's dope.
Yeah, I think that's a G show.
I think one that I'm not sure if it's the best. I really like Sinbad and Quest for Camelot.
Sinbad?
No, DreamWorks Sinbad.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, good one. Good one.
Sinbad and Quest for Camelot.
Cool. Those are pretty
I
good. And I
think,
think what would be
yeah.
worst? What would be the worst? Star Wars: The Christmas Special, bro.
Well, yeah. The worst one. The thing is, it's hard because when you're a kid, you kind of like everything. It's really hard. Like, oh, I would say this as an adult, going back and watching a kids movie, I would say, yeah, like I don't really like watching Power Rangers as an adult is really rough.
The movie was still kind of dope. I mean, this is a little silly.
I'm saying the show.
Oh, I was like, I thought you meant the movie. The movie was fucking cool still, dude.
Oh, probably
even
though I'm a fan of it, probably the worst movie I saw as a kid was the first Yu-Gi-Oh movie. The Pyramid of Light Yu-Gi-Oh movie. Love Yu-Gi-Oh. Love the movies. I enjoy the Pyramid of Light, but it is hot garbage.
The other one that I think was really cool was the one with the kangaroos, Warriors of Virtue. But then it sucked, dude. Like it sucked, bro. Do you remember that?
I did not watch that, man.
I guarantee you did. Warriors of Virtue.
Maybe.
I guarantee you probably saw this and you were like, whoa. But then like now that you're an adult, you're like, if you go back and watch it, it's so bad, bro. Yeah. Like, let me see. Window. Oh, there it is. This one. Warriors of Virtue. I had a bunch of kangaroos. It was like Ninja Turtles.
Dude, I actually don't think I ever watched this, man.
If you ever get a chance, I wouldn't recommend it. It's pretty bad, but
it looks freaking terrible, man.
But the thing is the movement and the characters and the suits. Yeah. It's like the Ninja Turtles movie, like one, and they act the same way. It's you can't get that IP that style, that template wrong. Yeah. When you have good martial arts, and then they have cool costumes and then it looks really cool, you can't get it wrong. But for some reason, they thought it was a good idea to add a slow-mo effect to their fighting scene. And
they consulted Zack Snyder?
Yeah, no. It
they
was
talked to Zack?
It was even worse back then. It was worse back then. There was just something about it that, dude, I'll try to find it real quick. But I'll show you a fight scene. But yeah, Warriors of Virtue was a good and a bad thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Warriors of Virtue.
By the way, somebody asked about Luke Evans and in the new MCU reboot, and about Magneto. Let me see, who was it?
Oh, but it's gonna be mutants, right?
Mutants?
It's gonna be the mutant stuff, X-Men? Right?
For what?
Yeah. Like the going forward with the Marvel universe.
Maybe. Well, like the thing is, they're gonna try to do an incursion, right? So to bring everybody in, but at a different timeline. They're definitely, from what I hear, is that they're rebooting the entire MCU, all the way from the phases 1 through 3. They're rebooting it all.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It only makes sense because they put out garbage content for a bunch.
Well, everybody's out of age too.
It's out. I really don't like the argument of outaged. John Walker also did nothing wrong.
John Walker?
Yeah.
Dang, dude, that's crazy, bro.
He's a hero.
Yeah, he's the dude, man. No, I don't think we're gonna do South Texas Comic Con this year, Ham. I think we're not going this year.
Wait, what's going on?
No, he's asking if we're gonna go to South Texas Comic Con. I think we're
in Boston.
No, here in our hometown, they have a South Texas Comic Con. See, look, it looks cool in some shots, and then it kind of sucks. But my shit's going slow, so I'll show it later.
Yeah, it looks pretty tight. Honestly, like I want.
No, I'm telling you, bro. Like it's cool, dude. Like there's just like back in the day. Did you ever see the Double Dragon movie
with Jackie Chan?
No, Double Dragon was with like the fucking Mark Dacascos. It was a video game. Like it's the same concept of that shit where like it was during a whole part where like dudes didn't know martial arts and people just were making fucking martial arts movies because they were just buying IPs and doing silly shit.
Yeah.
But like this thing does like a weird motion blur, and it has a bunch of like this kind of slow mo, that kind of shit when they're fighting. And like that. You see how it kind of like it
Yeah,
changes frame
yeah.
rates, and I think it just. I don't know. Maybe they got the idea from like the old Jackie Chan films or something like that. That used to do that.
Is that Elijah Wood?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Dang.
No, it might be the same kid from the Neverending Story.
I remember the Neverending Story, but I don't remember the kid's face.
Yeah, don't worry, none of us do. But don't worry, none of us do. I don't know what that guy's doing, working at Walmart or whatever, but straight, dude. Yeah. What is it? Okay, so they're rebooting the Marvel Universe. We already know that's coming, but they're gonna reboot everything. Characters, they're recasting, they're doing all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, should we get into the topic of Doomsday?
Yeah, that's fine. Seth, you're absolutely motherfucking correct. The Jet Li, the one movie is so good and it does not deserve a 13%. But critics on that shit are trash, dude. That's such a great movie. Dude. Such a great movie.
I love that.
But yeah, let's what do we got? We're talking Marvel. We have a bunch of shit that Derpy made me pick up, but he decided to bounce out, so I don't know what the fuck we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, what the freak? Where did he let me see if he messaged me, because that's
he messaged me. He's just making excuses why he doesn't want to come on. That's fine. He was all like, oh man, like he really, I guess it was like coming up to bat for the Mario movie, which I don't understand, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Hi, Megan. What's up? Or Mega. What's up? Oh, Mega. That's a cool name. It's a very cool name. Band. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk, man. Doomsday, Marvel. Let's talk all that stuff.
All right. Well, what have you heard?
I'm not gonna lie, Relic. I have casually learned to not listen to any motherfucker that's making shit up that they think they know what's going on about Marvel, because most of them sound stupid and it's not real. So like them talking about, I don't know. We talked about it the last time where it was like, the beginning of the movie's gonna start with Tobey Maguire getting fucking murdered or whatever the fuck. I don't think that's gonna
Deadpool
happen.
and X-Men.
I 100% don't think that's gonna happen. If they're gonna do anything with Tobey Maguire, they'll probably kill him off just because the actor's like,
and then they'll probably bring him back.
No, he's gonna just be
because actually no. Tobey Maguire said that if Sam Raimi is up for it, we'll do a fourth one, and Sam Raimi is also said that he's up for it.
Fuck Sam Raimi. I don't want him to come back. He just fucked up fucking Doctor Strange. I don't want to see anyone.
Dude, did you not see the freaking interviews with Sam Raimi? He talked about it. He's like, I don't even know how this movie ends because I pretty much didn't direct it. Because the studio came in and be like, we just need you pretty much to be an actor, like a name, and then we are gonna do the movie. And there's only like a few scenes that he did.
Fuck him because he put his name on it. Fuck him because he put his name on it. That's
yeah.
It. As a man, he put his name on that shit and it sucked. I thought Multiverse of Madness was bad.
It was trash.
It was bad. Just what it is. And it had all the signature things that Sam Raimi does. So for him to be like, nah, man, I didn't touch anything. And for it to have the fucking zoom in shots and the weird.
Yeah, well, like that's the funny thing is, I thought those scenes that actually had the Sam Raimi stuff with it were actually pretty good scenes. You
liked it, Seth? What'd you like about it, bro? And there's nothing wrong with liking things. We're not. For me, I thought it wasn't good, but I mean, I can get away with watching it. Captain, and that's because, dude, I'm not gonna fucking lie, bro. Like I'm a casual fan of America Chavez. The Ultimates comic book was such a good run with her, Blue Marvel, Captain Marvel. Like there was a with Puck, there was a really good thing, but like it hit the ground running like Attack on Titan and couldn't pull it off. The first thing that they did when they got together with them and the Black Panther and all this shit is they fixed Galactus's hunger. That's a big fucking thing to fix as your first thing in a team for a comic book one if you're gonna run a series based on this. You know what I mean? Like imagine if I was gonna say, okay, Relic, you're gonna write, I'm gonna hire you to write a comic book for Marvel, right?
Yeah.
And you come in and say, okay, well, my first comic book is gonna be Spider-Man. He's gonna meet the one above all. They're gonna go back in time and stop Thanos from being existent, and he's not gonna exist in the universe anymore. So infinity never happens. The cosmic the gems, the Power Stone, and the stones don't get found. The Infinity Stones, like everything is cool. Like no more Thanos. Like all the way in history, we're just gonna erase him from history. And it's like, damn, that's a really big thing to do on the first. Like, what are you gonna do for the 12 issues that we're gonna give you? Like, if you're gonna solve that in one episode, like, what are you gonna do the rest? Like, you gotta build a fucking huge complex story.
Yeah, like, hopefully you have a plan. Like, you can't just say it's like this is the first thing I'm gonna do.
So the first comic book in the Ultimates was to solve like one of the biggest character plots to Galactus. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you better have a huge concept that you're running with then for these characters. And of course, it's supposed to be like the most intelligent characters or the most strongest intelligent characters. And it's cool. It was a cool run, but then it got into weird stuff with Galactus and it just got dumb. It just got dumb. But they wrote America Chavez very, very well. They wrote her.
I honestly, like, I got into the Ultimates in random parts throughout the story. I didn't want to do anything with America Chavez. I only like cared about what they were doing with Spider-Man.
Okay.
And even then, I was actually kind of disappointed
later in the
with
team,
a lot
right?
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he came in later.
And I was disappointed what they did with Spider-Man at the end. I thought it started off decent. I just didn't.
Are you talking about the new Ultimates, like the new universe, the Ultimates universe? Because I'm talking about
like.
I'm talking about the Ultimates, the group.
Oh, then we are talking about two different things. Yeah. Then I didn't even get into those comics, no.
Yeah,
but I do remember that America Chavez was a part of like a bunch of stories, even after that.
I'm talking about this one, so that way you at least see the picture. I'm talking about this comic.
Yeah, I didn't get into that comic because I just like I almost did because I saw Thanos, but then anything with the word ultimate in it, I was already turned off.
Yeah, but this was in 2015. This wasn't anything new.
No, I got it. So after 2013, I stopped reading comics altogether.
I get you.
And then around COVID, I started reading some comics, and then I started like just jumping back and forth with the new ones. But I was not, As soon as I read like the Ultimate Spider-Man, and with what they did with the cloning and all that, and then I read with the stuff with Shield, and I wasn't like for that. I was like anything Ultimate, I'm not reading.
Nah, but I remember when Multiverse of Madness was going to drop, and Seth brings a good point. Well, that's more of a Scarlet Witch movie than a Doctor Strange movie. I agree. I can close with that.
That's a crappy Scarlet Witch movie.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Like here's the thing. Like, first of all, what she did, we're not like what she was doing was an Avengers level threat. She was a bigger threat than freaking Thanos ever was. Yeah. She was not destroying one universe. She was destroying multiple universes. Yeah. She was trying to destroy all versions of universes. And the big reason why is because she faked a family in her head, enslaved people, and then like she's
killed
just
a bunch of people too.
Yeah, and then she's just acting out. Yep. Like pathetic of how they wrote Doctor Strange in that movie. Pathetic of how they wrote the chick, they wrote Scarlet Witch. Everything was ridiculous.
But it's crazy because, like, who cares about Scarlet Witch if the mutants aren't involved?
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like there was really
if Magneto's not your father, like I don't really care about what happens to you.
Yeah, like it's a very interesting character without Magneto and the rest of the mutants involved. Like, I understand, and I'm not going to deny that Quicksilver and Scarlet were both Avengers in like the West Coast Avengers in the comic books back in the day, like Wonder Man. I'm not going to deny that. But when the world was established that there was no mutants, why even try to bring these fucking people on? Like, why even do it when you know that the golden story for Wanda is no more mutants and all that other shit, right? Like, and then Quicksilver, he's a support character at best. And if anybody's like, nah, Quicksilver is like our version of the Flash, it's like, okay, cool. Other than him being in the movie where he runs around and saves all the kids in the movie, which was cool, or the live action variations of this guys are stupid, or it's actually not too bad compared to the way they are in the comics. Because in the comics, I can even ask, like, what else has he ever done in the comic books that's ever been a character that's not supportive and a carrier? Because it's only been because of Wanda.
The only time I actually really liked, felt a big interest in Wanda and Quicksilver, which they didn't do a whole lot with, was the X-Men Evolution TV show.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, like where Quicksilver was ahead of the what's it called?
Brotherhood of Mutants. Yeah, Brotherhood of Mutants.
Yeah, the Brotherhood.
Yeah. And then I think they establish Polaris, and they bring in like the stuff.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people don't even know who the fuck Polaris is.
Yeah.
You know,
dude, and I thought it was good to like. It not only was a good cartoon, it was good to introduce to the normies too.
Yeah, of course.
If they've never read an X-Men comic, dude, it was freaking solid. And I liked how like Wolverine was always at the forefront, and they even put like an episode with Captain America and Wolverine and Captain America are the ones that saved Magneto. I like that tie-in, all that stuff. Like they brought in a weapon X-23, you know, like made her an assassin for Shield. It was really cool stuff.
Yeah, I know Seth is like a guy like my age because he mentions Aragon the movie, and that's like if you know that movie, like
I know that
you're
movie.
You're like mid-30s, maybe early, like maybe mid to like yeah, you're an older gentleman, and Aragon was a hard movie to watch, bro. And you know what? Like, it came up so short to Reign of Fire, dude. Reign of Fire is such a good dragon movie, dude.
Dude, I love Reign of Fire.
Oh, Reign of Fire. Even to
like the third act is wacky, but like still love it. Dude, Matthew McConaughey,
he's
freaking phenomenal. Yeah.
PG character. He's like, just bring him down to me, boy. I will put my axe in its chest or whatever. Fucking God, that's Chen Zhen, wasn't his name? Something like that. Chen Zhen. I forgot. But fuck, dude, Matthew McConaughey. So Kyle says, what are your thoughts on Homelander and Vought? Like, should they have the V1 capability to be immortal? It doesn't deserve it. The last season is messed up and not so serious. I'm telling you, bro, it's because, look, watch. Kyle, I'm going to be 100% honest with you about this. Ever since they deviated from the comic book and they allowed the writers to write this shit, it's been fucking trash ever since.
Yep. Season 1 was the only good season.
Yep. Like, for them to mess up Noir and not make him the clone and go that route, the only other option you had was to make the son the person that's going to kill Homelander.
Yeah, and like the Homelander's like the only likable character at this point in the entire show, which is insane.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm not really a big fan of what they're doing with the Gen V story where they're.
I didn't even give a damn to see that.
I saw the first season. It was okay. It was okay. I like the idea of them having like some expanded universe because in the comic books they do the same, but it's just too raunchy, bro. Like,
I didn't even know it was, dude. I didn't even know it was an expanded universe. I just thought it was gonna be like almost their take on like having an X mention for the boys universe.
It was because that group of kids they have an Xavier, but those kids get molested, they get abused. Like it's the worst idea you could think of for an X-Men thing about a weird dude in a wheelchair owning a bunch of kids that aren't his. That's literally what they run with, and it's so disgusting.
I'm sick. Again, we've had this conversation before. The degeneracy, and like I'm sick of taking existing characters and then like breaking them down and like making them part of the real world and how messed up they would be. It's
me and Seth
really
are practically
annoying.
related. I'm in the same boat, bro. Like just to see the Supernatural guys all together, like I'm really excited. But I'd rather watch Supernatural. It's so good, man. Did you ever watch Supernatural?
Dude, yeah.
Oh man, it was so good.
I hated it after. Not hated it. I hated the story overall after what's that one demon dude they killed?
Crowley.
Yeah,
Crowley.
Like,
Yeah,
I think the story just plummeted.
Yeah, that's about the Leviathan time and stuff. I wasn't a big fan of the Leviathan.
I was like a decent fan of the Leviathan stuff, but then it was just like, oh, they don't really know what to do with these characters no more, and like they just kill off the way they killed off Dean.
Yeah, I like the Kane story.
It was insane.
I think the Kane story was really fucking cool.
Yeah, the Kane story was cool.
The Kane knife was fucking awesome looking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The bone knife it looks so good. That's the whole concept.
It looked psychotic, dude.
And the way that they did the story of like the dude God or whatever, I forgot his fucking name. The writer.
Just for Amityville, we were jumping from The Boys to Supernatural, because the same guy who wrote and directed Supernatural is also The Boys.
So like
just let you know.
I liked the season where they gave God like it ended up being that writer guy that everybody kind of knew it was. I remember everybody was so hyped about that, and then you gave him like a sister, and I thought the sister was a cool idea too. Because it reminded me of the Zombies Black Ops story where you had Monty and the Shadow Man, where there was like this one entity that had two, and so it was the brother and the sister that were the God entity. Yeah. I kind of dug it. I like the whole like just creativity that they took the origin of like the Bible and kind of ran it in a different way. I dug it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, like
kind of mythology almost.
I enjoy it to an extent. Like actually I did a live stream. I talked about Invincible, where I'm sick of people using like words that we understand that are evil, like demon, Satan, and playing it as like, no, that's just our names, but yes, we're like good people, good entities. It's like, then don't use the name demon and don't design them like a demon if you're going to call them a demon, because the only reason to use that word is our association with what that means. So
like, are you talking about the way the character character designs were in the show?
No, the character designs are not a problem, but then how they made the character, it's like, oh, you're a demon, but you're a good guy, and it's not really a hell, but you guys torture, but it means you guys are still good. Like, Satan doesn't mean Satan, like the greatest evil.
Are you talking about the Invincible? Are you talking about the Invincible
Invincible, but then, like, Supernatural kind of does that a little bit.
Yeah,
where,
yeah.
You know, it's really annoying to me. Like, if you're going to use the words demon and Satan, that should be, like, ultimate evil. But in your universe.
It's interesting for them to kind of like give us a new perspective on that concept, right? It's not going to change it, and nobody.
I don't think so. I don't think it's that interesting. I just think it's lazy.
Yeah, but no people are going to go around and be like, "Oh, dude, so Satan wasn't all that bad," after watching Invincible and just go join the Church of Satan. They're not going to be inspired by this.
But I'm just saying, like, in its own universe, like, why are we using these names when the audience clearly understand that even if you don't believe in this stuff, this means the greatest evil ever?
Because those are the mythos of our world. Those are the ones that we relate to the most when it comes to the mythos, right? Like the Greek mythology. It's kind of like in a God of War, right? The video game. I guarantee there's people probably in our comment section that are like, yo, I can't wait for Kratos to jump into the Bible and start beating the shit out of everybody. Like, dude, it's not going to do that. You know what I mean? It doesn't have that much steak and potatoes and violence in the Bible. You know, you look at Greek mythology, it's all based on wars. You look at the Viking thing, Nordic stuff is all built on wars and heroes it's the comic books of old. The Bible isn't like that. So like, for you to be able to take something that's written that people believe in and kind of turn it a little bit, kind of adds to the same way we do conspiracy theories. There's a conspiracy that people believe that the devil, when he was turning to the snake and gave Eve the apple, he was doing them a justice because the God character was a controller and they needed freedom and knowledge to be free, which is something that they needed to give us freedom or whatever.
I totally understand when you got that. All right. That's fine. But then you claim that the afterlife is like this.
Yeah.
Then that's where it's a problem, where it's like angels and demons, but there's like this level. It's fine if you have another level that's like, we are considered demons, we're considered angels, but we're not the angels of afterlife, after death. This is what happens.
Bro, the death scene in Supernatural is fucking G, dude.
Yeah.
When they introduced the devil guy, remember in that one scene when he's like walking all slow-mo and shit?
Yeah.
Oh my!
There's a lot of cool things about it, dude.
So good, dude. That is such a great scene. I have that song. It's called "Oh Death." Like I have that song on my playlist.
Yeah.
It's so good. Straight. I didn't know you were into Supernatural. And fucking people in the comments section are rad too, bro. I love Supernatural. I didn't even watch the ending, dude, because I was like, I didn't want it to end. Like I didn't want the show to end. So I just never saw the ending.
Just a quick question for Amityville, just because he's going off a little bit. Let me ask you this. You saying God killed more people in the Bible than the devil? In the Bible, sure, maybe. But the devil killed more people throughout history than God did. So, do you think that's true or not?
Yeah, but that's getting into like philosophical shit, man. That's not like...
No, just like... just to like get people thinking of like what's considered the devil, because the devil hides, right? And that's actually really good storytelling when you come to comics, where it's like when you are acting in evil's name, is it just you or is it two of you?
The concept of all of that, it's hard to decipher when you allow God or Satan to be the person that establishes a situation or a cause and effect factor, right? So the way I talk to people is I say, look, watch, I go to Walmart, right? I'm about to pay. I reach into my pocket and I grab my money and I pull my hand out and I give the person my money, but I drop $20 on the ground and I leave. The person after me then finds the $20 and they say, oh man, God blessed me with $20. And I get to the car and I lose $20 and I'm like, man, the devil's really testing me today. Like he punished me today. Right. Or I say, I guess God's teaching me a lesson for not paying attention. Then who was it?
Yeah. Well, no, but that's a matter of perspective. That's different. It's like, okay,
technically, can my hand just be sweaty and I pull the $20 out with the back of my 100%. Hand and it just happened? So not 100%. All the time. So like the concept of like, let's say Am I Vile says in the Bible, because it's written that most wars were caused because God intervened during the Old Testament. He's saying that a lot of the acts in war were caused because God told people, go to war in my name. And then you're saying, well, the devil killed everybody else because, that's what the devil does or whatever. And he's micromanaging for God. But, like, you can't really, like, tell what if it's just human beings just killing each other, man.
Well, that's why it's important to actually study it instead of just read it. So, like, the Bible, like, when it indicates, like, what's the number one way to go to hell? It's to deny God, right?
Yeah.
To not accept, in the New Testament, Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Well, what does that actually mean? It doesn't actually mean it means that you have to actually know him, and then pretty much he's in front of you, and then you deny him, right?
You're blessed by God. I'm
and then yeah, and then when you actually start seeing like what is the light of Christ, what is the Holy Spirit, what do all these things connect to, and then when is it your thoughts versus when is the devil's thoughts? That's why it's like, don't ponder on certain things because it will happen. Like you sin in your mind before you actually commit the sin, therefore you've already committed the sin. It doesn't mean like you thought it once, you thought about like doing something to a hot chick, oh, you've already like betrayed the law of chastity, sex before marriage and all that stuff. Like no, physically you haven't. But if you keep thinking about it, you eventually will get desensitized and you'll eventually do something along those lines. And so when is it that Satan is tempting you and when is it that he's not? When is it that like your personality has intervened or Satan has allowed a temptation? Because that's why I like in the shows of like Supernatural, Satan's like, hey, I didn't force anybody to do anything. This actually happened in the Wonder Woman movie too, where he's like, I don't force anybody to do anything. I simply give the opportunity and it's up to them to make the choice. You know, that's an interesting thing to think of because it's not just about like we all have our tendencies and habits, but then there are entities that come and either push us to a side, but then it's up to our character to do something. And then every bad guy in the universe has always considered himself a good guy. Like
that's like
Genghis Khan doing what he did. He's still very well much almost worshipped in Mongolia, but he changed the carbon footprint of this world. He literally changed the carbon footprint, and he raped and killed everywhere.
Yeah,
that's what
those like the cultures of most of those people back
and then like you have like Caesar and Rome and Augustus and like
Napoleon.
Who were they really listening to? Because that's the thing. Like it's like in the Bible it says like God cleansed this because of this reason. Cool. But we don't have the Bible of what that Satan wrote, and even if we did, it'd be full of lies. So therefore, like, is he never to blame? Like, are you just always going to blame God for every good and bad thing? Or are you going to be like, there's parts where it's you, but where God intervened, maybe he allowed you to have a healthy body to work so you could have that $20. And maybe, depending on what you were doing, why is your hands sweaty? Like, it's not just a one singular scene of what's what's happening
it's
at the time.
effect. Yeah,
it's not only but it's like multiple things that you're doing. So, like I think not that Amityville's like trying to like get all philosophical, but I think when you ask like that question or you make a statement like God killed more people than Satan, it's like, well,
perspective.
Not only perspective, but like when is evil actually held accountable? You know, because a lot of like I served a service mission for my church for 2 years, right? And I did other things outside of that. And a lot of people, every time they saw hardship in the world, they always blame like, why would God allow this? It's like we have, and like it always went to the conversation of free agency, how people can choose to do good and bad things, even downright evil things, and it's up to them. And unfortunately, there's evil in people. But everybody was born innocent, and that evil had to be taught or again incorporated somehow in that culture or world that they lived in. So like things aren't necessarily black and white, but I think like with the life I've particularly lived and the experience I've had, I'd say like I've definitely come across pure evil.
Yeah, I think everybody has. I'm a duality. It's like M.I. Vile says that he's an atheist. He thinks people should be held accountable, where we shouldn't need to blame a devil or a god. I'm a dualityist. I believe in black and white. Like just you know, I do believe the Christian value is there, and I'm myself
and that's not like the worst mindset to have. Like that's like it. Be an atheist, be a believer, be whatever you want to be. Like hold people accountable for their actions.
True.
100% agree. I think everybody is born with like goodness in them, and over time through our life experiences, it gets either diluted or amplified. And then there are times in our life where we make certain choices where we know something is inherently bad or good, and that's why we can identify heroes and villains in comics so easily. That's why like certain colors are really identifiable. Like a character that's full on black and like a shadow, you're usually not thinking like that's a good guy.
Well, I mean, to debate that, speaking of that, comes a really good question in the comment section. Daredevil, a man who dresses as a literal devil in Hell's Kitchen and is a hero and beats up villains who has a dark inner mentality on how he likes to handle his justice, asks, Daredevil 2003 version was the best or the latest Netflix series? What's your opinion? Ben Affleck 2003?
Yeah.
Damn,
I'm pretty sure.
Fucking cuts, bro.
By the way, that's not the first appearance of Daredevil.
No?
If you didn't know, John Rhys Davies was the first Kingpin, live action Kingpin.
Freaking in what Ghibli. Series or what movie or what?
What was it?
If you're gonna give a source, you gotta tell me, man. What's it? What's it? John Rhys what?
Here, John Rhys Davies Kingpin.
Rhys Davies?
Yeah.
Okay, what was he a Kingpin in? That's weird. The Hulk TV show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
First appearance.
The Trial of the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
That is like, that's really deep cuts, bro. You gotta chill out, dude. Because then you're gonna tell me then this wasn't the first time, and we gotta bring in the Fantastic Four from that fucking movie from back in the day that was like the Ninja Turtle forehead thing. You know what I mean?
Wait, you don't know the Fantastic Four's first appearance?
Well, that old movie that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you'd have to say that you're gonna add that. That is shit, dude. You can't add that shit in. This would probably be cool, but you can't say that this was like a great representation of Daredevil in the fucking series. No.
I'm just saying that's the first representation. I'm not saying it's the first good one. Look, people. Yeah. To like Daredevil. 2003 Ben Affleck. I'll give you guys a little story. I showed it to my wife, and I remember she laughed so hard when they're on the playground seeing him and Elektra. And remember we did get an Elektra movie after that. They were starting to set things up. Yeah, the story in Daredevil, Ben Affleck's 2003 should have been fleshed out more. I think it is overly hated. I agree on that from the comment section. But I just don't think it's as good as people who defend it make it out to be. It's not a good movie.
Ben Affleck Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of things I like about it though. I even like the Kingpin in that movie.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah. The Daredevil in the series, the Netflix series, the first 3 seasons, freaking phenomenal. Like especially season 1 and 2, freaking solid. Love it, but the new Daredevil sucks. Like especially season 2, he's a side character in his own damn show. Like it is atrocious. It's terrible, man. And but the suit is great. The black suit, it has the double D. It looks phenomenal. It's just a really crappy show. They've destroyed it completely. They're doing the whole girl boss thing. They're doing the MCU all over again. It's it's disheartening. And I think I gave the first season a little bit too much leeway because it's also crap. Bullseye has some really good scenes, but then again, you're kind of sick of him because they're not really doing anything with him.
He's just doing
and
the same
also
thing
he
where
doesn't have. He has a really
people.
garbage suit. Yeah, he has a really garbage suit. Just give him you got a guy walking around dressed as a devil with horns. Why the freak can you not give Bullseye his freaking outfit from the comics?
I really liked the Elektra film, like the villains that they used, like the way that they kind of.
Oh yeah.
I thought they did very good with it, and I kind of feel like
I enjoyed it because Jennifer Garner actually this is back when actresses and actors, and especially super difficult for actresses to do, get extremely fit. Like Jennifer Garner, Jessica Biel in Blade 3, which she didn't even have that many scenes. They got freaking ripped, man, and they looked good. They looked attractive, very feminine, and they did their job. Now actors complain all the time. I'm like, oh, there was that one actress, the director asked me to suck in my stomach. Yeah, maybe because you're a little bloated in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
This is cinema. We have to make you look the best possible way. Even if you're the size of freaking Jabba the Hutt, we have to make you at least look appealing in some way. So
Gorlock the Destroyer.
Yeah. You have to look good even if you are an ugly person on screen. True. You know what I mean? Yeah, Robert Pattinson didn't work out for Batman. That's why that Batman sucks, and he sucks. Robert Pattinson could have maybe been a decent Robin, not Batman. Garbage movie.
True, that's a good mindset.
Best intro for Batman, garbage movie.
Kyle also says, who else watched the Silver Surfer for the second the second Fantastic Four movie? That was good. That was real fucking good.
I wouldn't say it was good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. That
was a fucking good movie. To this day,
yeah,
I was telling people it was. I mean, fucking God bless his heart. It was a travesty for Marvel not to consider to bring back the Doctor Doom from that film as the Doom.
Oh yeah, dude! Still the best suit.
Fucking awesome Doom for the new movies, dude.
Yeah. The only problem was he didn't have magic.
No, but he passed away.
No, I know he did pass away.
He passed away. But it would have been so good for him to come back as the Doom. He did such a fantastic job.
Did somebody say Clooney was the best Batman?
Yes, Seth, dude. That's how I know you're as old as us, because you remember that shit. People would have at least said Val Kilmer above Clooney, dude. I still think Val Kilmer did an amazing job as Batman.
The problem is Val Kilmer didn't have anything to work with.
Well,
they just didn't write anything for Bruce Wayne, and Batman.
Oh yeah,
kind of did nothing in that movie.
True.
Yeah, it was.
But I think he portrayed and carried the character better than George Clooney did. I could never stand George Clooney as in the Batman outfit. I could understand him being Bruce Wayne because he plays the playboy.
Well, here's a big problem. Kind of Batman should be the easier part to play, and the main thing is that they're too scared to give him the white eyes because there's so much acting that goes on with the eyes.
Yep.
And we just judging from Black Panther, dude, it's about the tone of voice. One movie that you can always reference, it's a comic book movie, when actors are and even freaking fans are if you can't see their face, you can't really tell emotion. Watch V for Vendetta. That's a phenomenal film.
Well, you don't even have to go that far. Same thing with Deadpool. Like Ryan Reynolds
No,
is an
no,
amazing
but
actor. As
that's
Deadpool in
comedy.
comic
Like that's one thing. Comedy's a lot easier
books.
to
I
just
agree.
hear and enjoy. But like you could tell off a mask that's smiling when the character is crying, when he's upset, when he's happy. What he like, watch that. Some of the best acting you'll see, and you never see the character's face ever, not even once. Phenomenal. Yeah. By the way, Robert Pattinson was not the best detective. He was a really crappy detective. Remember when he freaking
Wait, who said he was the best detective? Did someone put that?
Seth.
No way.
Seth said Clooney,
Clooney
best Bruce, Bale
but-
best Batman,
But
Robert
Pattinson's
best detective.
Batman didn't solve anything. Alfred did. And then the
Yeah,
Penguin. gave him
and
the
then
answer for-
when Alfred was in question, he didn't do any detective work. He's just like, "F you, you lied to me," and
Yeah.
then
well, you
everything was fed to him by Riddler. It wasn't even like he barely did any detective work. It just looked like detective work.
Well, even for any of us, we're not detectives, but if someone was to give you a picture and said, "Hey, someone took a picture of these people at a nightclub from an elevated position," you're going to be like, "Yo, where'd they take this position from?" And then you would have found the Riddler's apartment.
Yeah.
Like that would have been the first thing you did. You would have found the
Or
vantage
how about
point.
him freaking knocking on the front door of a club filled with goons that he knows are there that are willing to kill him at any given notice, and you just knock on the door
And he just knocks
instead
on
of
the front
sneak
door.
in? I don't know, like freaking Batman.
It's a big balls move, bro.
Yeah. And by the way, Vince, Ben Affleck, Batman though. Ben Affleck, I would say probably the best Bruce Wayne. Best look. Like
I don't think best Bruce Wayne. I think Christian Bale, best Bruce
Christian
Wayne.
Bale did a solid job.
Yeah.
His Ben Affleck, as much as I don't like the suit, the ears and the cowl, it is the most comic accurate suit. Obviously, I don't like the Dark Knight runs. I hate that.
The Christian Nolan, Christopher Nolan runs.
No, the Dark Knight, like the comic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that Frank Miller comic book series.
Yeah,
or-
yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're a nice one-off. No story should be adapted to those things.
I think it's cool. I wasn't a big fan of like them bringing in the girl Robin character that kind of just
pretty
really
crap.
didn't do anything. I do like seeing an older Bruce Wayne struggling, trying to maintain, feeling his age, kind of like setting it up to be like, hey, well, this is going to be my last run or whatever. Like, I'm going to do one last hoorah.
I don't, because I don't want to see my heroes like fail at the end. Like, I love Batman Beyond, but it's like, oh, the real Batman failed.
But that's what makes heroes legends.
Gotham sucks.
Yeah.
But-
Well,
but
no,
it
I would
doesn't.
say that's about getting them like to die off, right? Like for them to pass, like those are the only ways I see in comic book story writing that you can pass the cowl or pass the torch.
That's the thing. I am a firm believer that nothing should be a mantle.
Okay.
Everybody, like, you could, like, for instance, Dick Grayson is one of the first comic book characters that's inspired, instead of becoming Batman, to make his own character, Nightwing.
Yeah,
right?
but there is legacy characters when they do have sidekicks that want to portray that and know that the image is bigger, right?
No,
So-
and I get the concept. They did that in the Christopher Nolan films. They do that in comics quite a bit. But then again, like for instance, one of the big problems is also the lore building of the universe. And like what kind of person the character is. Like one thing the Batman Beyond show did really bad was the Lazarus Pit, when Ra's al Ghul, or Raish, I hate it when they call him Raish. Raish al Ghul took over Talia's body, and then they're using the Lazarus Pit to make Bruce back to his prime Batman years, like 25, 30. And he's like, no, this is fake. And he gets pissed. I'm like, no, the real Bruce Wayne Batman, he would rejuvenate himself so that he can fight crime and save his city. Like, if it was still hurting, he would do everything he can to save it. That's also why, like, I've always been thought, like, yeah, I think Bruce Wayne would probably take performance-enhancing drugs to combat
100%.
the
Yeah,
crazy
100%.
people that are in there. So,
that's
like,
why
they
it
made him,
wouldn't
like,
be
back to an
Lazarus
old guy, saying that, like, he wouldn't take the Lazarus Pit. No, he would take it. He would go all the way.
I don't think he would do the Lazarus Pit because he knows the consequence of using the Lazarus
No,
Pit.
but as he was doing it, because remember in the Batman Beyond, they fine-tuned the Lazarus Pit. They took away the insane element, and the whole thing was for Ra's al Ghul to obtain Bruce Wayne's body because he already obtained his daughter's body. So they were able to through scientists take away the insanity aspect that Ra's al Ghul was going over, and also making it eternal. So like it always worked the same every time, because one of the complaints that Ra's al Ghul had was like every time he'd have to be in there longer, and it would have lasting side effects, and he'd age quicker. But then they fine-tuned it. So the reason that he was doing it is because they fine-tuned it. So I think he would have completed it made sense for him to start doing it in that episode, but then it didn't make sense for him to stop doing it because he said this feels fake. I'm like, dude, you probably took steroids. Like, what are you talking about?
The idea of all these people
it's
weird because I'm kind of like, I've always been on like the fence, or like on the edge of the blade, I guess you could say, when it comes to the idea of being able to pass a mantle, right? The problem with it is a lot of comic books don't get it correct. Yeah. But like in the concept of professional wrestling in Mexico, like Lucha Libre, they've been doing that for years. When it comes to the passing of the lucha personas, like you look at the Diablos, the Blue Devil, you look at any of the Mexican wrestlers from back in the day, Tiger Mask, you look at any of them, and a lot of them are able to pass it to the legacy students, or the families, or the son or the daughter.
Yeah,
and they're able to carry on the concept.
I think it's really cool. It's part of like almost the culture as well. And I'm not into the luchador scene, but I have a lot of friends that are from Mexico, and they were a big part of it. And even like their parents always went to go watch the fights, even local fights. But they said like, even like we didn't have this particular conversation where we were talking about demasking, and even when like the mantle was passed, they knew it was a different person, so they always wanted to know who was the real, like the first one to do it, because you could obviously tell like it's a different physique.
No, but that's understandable but then again, it's storytelling. Yeah. It's a comic book all on its own. It's superhero storytelling. So like, for people
it's not that I think you could write a good story. My problem is always having it as a mantle. Like, I think it dilutes the character, because then it just becomes, especially for the comic book writers, it becomes a lazy thing where like they could carry on the IP. Like the only Superman that exists is Clark Kent. The only Spider-Man that exists is Peter Parker. Like, Miles Morales can be his own character. He has different powers, a different suit, and he doesn't need to be called Spider-Man, because he will never be Spider-Man. He'll always be something else, and I think he should have his own name, therefore being his own character. I don't like actual characters pretending to be a different character.
But why do you think it goes that way and they choose to take that route?
I think the reason why they choose to take that route is because they don't believe that they can make a character just as iconic. So they have to hijack the character's name and suit.
The IP and stuff.
Yeah. Because which some people would say like, well, yeah, of course it's a big name, but that all had to be a beginning somewhere. Like, Spider-Man wasn't always a big name. It had to have a first comic, So therefore, everybody has the ability to write a new superhero that could be just as iconic as Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man.
Seth says, actually, Vince Weaver says at the ending of the Green Arrow series, he ends up taking it to his daughter or whatever.
Probably. Yeah, who gives a damn?
Same thing with X-23. I've never been a fan of X-23's comic books. And I think Daphne Keane is pretty cool as an actress, and she did well in the Logan story and then brought her to live action, but I'm not a fan of it like in the comic books.
She shouldn't be the Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that in the comic books. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that in the comics. I like the Honey Badger. That was the other clone of Daphne, who's the younger sister, who doesn't have any pain threshold.
Well, it's because even though like it doesn't make sense for other people to treat them as the character in its own universe, especially Wolverine. Like, they see this Wolverine has tits, so you're not actually Wolverine if like the identity is hidden. Like, if the Wolverine is fighting the same foes and it's a freaking chick, they're like, dude, you're not Wolverine. Get out of here. You got tits. What the hell?
Yeah.
But what did Seth say?
It muddies the water of the history too, because then you'll be like, oh, the Wolverine, I like reading that comic book. Remember when they fought Sabretooth or when they fought Omega Red, and they're like, no, not that Wolverine, the other Wolverine.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it muddies the waters when you do it that way. That's the only kind of issue that I have with it, is that there's so much rich history in the characters that it kind of like, if you're not following the format of allowing your characters to grow up and die and then be mantle passed or whatever, it doesn't work. But the same problem is it's always been is you have Sam Wilson, who is Captain America, but Steve Rogers is still Captain America because my grandparents.
Sam Wilson will never be Captain America.
Well, no. But technically, in comic books, since Marvel is writing it, Sam Wilson is Captain America. We don't have to like it, but it's canon to the universe. So we can say no and blah, 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 and all that shit. And it's fine, but we're not any creative nature in this. The creative nature said yes to this. So they said yes. So yes. Captain America, Sam Wilson. But the problem with that is Steve Rogers is there, and that's the same Captain America that my grandparents read about during World War II and the Vietnam War and all that stuff. If Captain America had in the comic books had passed away and they left it that way, you can then pass the mantle on for someone to carry that mantle. It's easier
in a way.
It's easier in storytelling to make that work because it worked good with
Bucky.
Yeah, it worked good with Bucky. Yeah. But there'll never be another Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but the Winter Soldier, like, this is where it's like, there's the big argument with the whole Bucky thing with also Batman. Like, you know, the world needs a Batman. You know, the world needs a Captain America. Like, I get the storyline, the concept. I still think it doesn't do it justice because you don't need another Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is associated with Nazis. He was a Nazi.
Russian. He was Russian, was he?
He was Russian, but he also like
worked for Hydra.
Hydra and Nazis. He did whatever he was contracted to do, and bad guys work together. You know, depending on the comic run you're reading. But so he doesn't need to be Winter Soldier. He could be something else. Okay, but if he's gonna be Captain America, like he's not going. He might have the shield. That's great. But every time they've kind of taken Captain America, like Steve Rogers, out of the picture, it was never done well.
Yep.
Like they did the Civil War thing, like the real Civil War in the comics, and that was pretty cool. But other than that, like, I don't know, man. I still, I'm a firm believer that every character, if they're gonna be a hero, they should have their own hero. There is no passing the mantle, because also, like, we fans determine if it's successful.
Yep.
If it's not well written story and it's not believable, we're not gonna accept it. Like, you could, like, how many people have written a book that nobody bought?
Yep, a lot of people.
You know,
especially nowadays, since it's so much more easier for people to make stories and books and shit like
that.
Yeah, a lot of books go that way where people don't even fucking read them.
Yeah, so. Like, the thing is with comics is your heroes are never supposed to die. The comics are never supposed to end. That's the big problem that films have, because actors age out, you know, like, people die. It's the real world. So then they don't want to recast sometimes because the actor has stayed with this role for such a long time. But
I think that's a big no-no too, man. Like, to say that kind of stuff, because
no. I'm just pointing that out. I agree with you. Like, I don't think any role is beneath the actor. I think every role is above the actor.
No, but I think I think every character needs to have a definitive ending, so that way it can be a story. Because a story, if it's ongoing, it's not technically considered a story.
But I also think it should be the ending of that character too. Like,
100%.
There's not a mental. Like, if Batman dies, Batman's dead.
Yeah,
that's it. No more Batman.
Yeah, well, but that's the concept too. Is that there's a large amount of the culture that believes that the world needs this and that, and they don't. They don't need it. Like, they technically. I think an area in the cosmos needs a Green Lantern. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's his job.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's his job. But the world doesn't need a Superman. That's like in the mangas and the animes and stuff. Like, not everybody needs an All Might, even though All Might's like one of the greatest written characters in anime history, like in recent times. Not everybody, and Deku's character provides that. Like, it shows that there can be a next generation of great heroes. I just think that like Marvel and DC, and they all suffer from the same situation, that they wanted to create such a big household name that they wanted it to be like Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse. They wanted it to be where these characters can be immortalized. But that's the problem with these stories, is if you don't give it an ending, they won't be legends. That's Achilles. That's Hercule. That's Hercules. That's all these characters of all the old times. They all needed a definitive end for their legend to be something bigger than what they're.
So it could actually be a legend.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I think the situation is like Superman was Superman until he died. Then he became an iconic character when he died, and it made national news. CNN, Fox, NBC, ABC, everyone covered it. Yeah. Everyone fucking covered it. And
nobody believed it. You showed up Wednesday morning at the comic shop, and then people are like, "Dude, they killed him," and you're like,
"They killed him." And that was the last thing in comic book history that happened the same way was Captain America saying "Hail Hydra."
Yeah.
That was it. Like, those were the last two major moments in comic book history. And the thing is like nowadays, the privileged people of the world are trying to recreate it again by cheapening moments and being like, oh, well, you need to make this a moment because diversity or female inclusion or whatever.
All the gay bullcrap. Yeah.
They're trying to force it into something that it's not yet. I believe that one of these days we're gonna get our writer, our Frank Miller, that builds a character that's in that nature and makes it amazing. I really do think so.
I don't think so.
I just don't think we're gonna happen. No, I truly believe so. I truly believe so.
I'm on the opposite end of that. I think I don't think it's ever gonna happen. And my reasoning for it is basic biology. Like, it doesn't matter what you believe in, doesn't matter who you are, what you feel, what sexual orientation you are. Everybody needs to deal with men and women. Everybody came from a man and woman. So our eyes, what we see, there is a normalcy that we understand. And when, like, it doesn't matter how tolerable you are, you're a straight dude and you see two dudes kissing on screen out of nowhere, you usually flinch. You're never gonna be so accepting that it's just super normal for you, like, forever. Like, it's just second nature. It's not. So, like, I think also it would be too forced, because then you have to make it part of his character. You have to make sexualization a part of that character, and it just doesn't work because, like, it's not something that is attractive to see in a superhero setting, because it doesn't fit with everybody. Not everybody can gravitate to it, and even the small minority, it's not gonna gravitate to them either.
I think that's perceptive thinking, right? The reason why I say that is because where you say nobody wants to watch two dudes kissing or whatever, or the audience for that would be very small. Almost every dude doesn't mind watching two girls kissing. And they used to find that enticing when they used to do like those what was that shit called? The stuff they used to show in the middle of the night. What was it when they would be at the beach and they'd be doing all that shit? Remember when we were kids, they would always show it like in the middle of the nighttime. I forgot what it was called. It was a fucking advertisement for like Girls Gone Wild, right? Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah.
Girls Gone Wild. You see that concept? There was
call this number.
Yeah, look, guys, watch the DVDs or whatever. Yeah, there is a large audience, and it's the male audience, that doesn't mind watching two females kiss. So,
but there's a whole that thing has been studied to death and back. And the funny thing is, English-speaking countries refuse to look at any studies outside of other English-speaking countries of like what people study about homosexuality and the brain waves, because like women, it's been studied so much that when women are lesbians, because they crave emotional standing, like usually through trauma, but like it's two emotional people need to be together. Men liking two women kissing, a straight woman does not like seeing two men kiss.
Yeah, I'm not. But that's the reason,
it's because like that. Yeah, it's because we're seeing super femininity. We're not two. Guy doesn't like to see two butch women kissing. You know,
Yeah,
we
true,
see
true.
two feminine girls doing.
Yeah, it's
the
always going to
most,
be like some type of
like
it's got to be
it's a,
hypersexual.
yeah.
It's got to
And
be
then
sexy. It's got to be something.
yeah, and then two dudes kissing that doesn't look masculine. No matter if they're like two buff lumberjacks with beards, it's never looks masculine. And so straight women usually will never gravitate towards that. So there's a huge psychology behind it. Like
yeah, no shit. Because in
yeah.
manga, everybody always fanfics all the characters, all the male characters together nowadays.
Yeah, because they're degenerates.
but again, you're talking ratios and numbers and science, and you have to take into consideration that's all it takes. Is it takes a minimal amount of a gateway for us to get in there and make it work. Right now is the beginning of this, and I keep what is it? Amityville? I keep getting deleted.
Amityville, by the way, on Kick, certain words they block out. It's not even by the moderator. It's actually Kick's AI.
Okay, well, just to
certain
let know,
phrases together. I'm just letting you know, like they have a huge AI problem on Kick.
So
because it happened when I stream games on Kick, people always say like their messages getting deleted.
So in manga and all that stuff, and the degeneracy is real, but the concept is like you do have a large audience that's been going on since we were kids of the two females. So right now you'll have a lot of more acceptance for the two.
But again, it's to a sexual point. It's never to like. It's never to like a story point where like I'm going to gravitate to this story forever. It's gonna be in my mind forever because it's the best story I've ever seen, or it's something that I really like. It's like I want to see two chicks kiss because I'm horny right now. It isn't like, oh, this is romantic, oh, this is beautiful,
or it hasn't been written that way yet.
No, dude, like it just isn't. It just doesn't compute in the mind of like what is something that's like a kiss that's from innocence and a kiss that's sensual. You know, like it's very different. Like
are you talking about the romance aspect of the storytelling? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, well, like whenever you see two chicks kissing, like if I see a straight couple kissing, I'm never like, oh yeah, a hot guy getting his tongue down a hot girl's mouth. Like no, it's like, oh, like finally, like they have come together and built this relationship where they like had this moment. Great, you know, like I loved seeing that. If a guy's gonna go see two chicks kiss and they're waiting for that moment because they usually have a sexual, you know,
connection or something,
gravity to it instead of like an innocent gravity to it.
True. I mean, I just believe that in the current dynamic, we're still in the infancy of what it comes to like all of this, like the LGBT, and that's why it doesn't work yet, is because people are clamoring to it because it's a trend. It's a trend. The whole LGBTQ, the gender swapping, all of that stuff is a trend. So everyone of that believes them to be a creative is rushing at that because it's the newest talked about situation in writing and in comic book history. And that's why it's not working, because no one wants to accept it because we're comfortable with what our norm is.
I don't think it's that. I think it's being shoved down your throat. So then like when we had a space of tolerance, because we went from tolerance to being forced.
Yeah.
You are now forced to like this.
I think the tolerance is going to come later.
Like, like we had tolerance. We were like, yeah, like you could be gay, whatever, dude. Just don't force me to like believe what you want to believe. Same with religion. Same with politics. We could be on opposite ends of whatever spectrums and still be able to hang out. And then it became like it's completely forced. But that's tolerance.
Yeah.
Tolerance is not acceptance.
Yeah, but tolerance comes in time.
You know? But we had it. The thing is, like, it's being forced for us to actually like it. Like, if you don't like this, if you're not a part of this, you're freaking the devil. You're the worst person to ever exist. Instead of like, no, like, I don't agree with your lifestyle, but as an individual, like, you could be whatever you want to be. If you're a good person, you're a good person. If you're a bad person, you're a bad person. That's what I care about. Like, I don't have to, you know,
it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain this kind of concept because, again, the time of tolerance could be to the idea of, hey, you know what? Well, we're comfortable with the LGBTQ community as long as it stays out of the mainstream, right? Because that's pretty much what the tolerance era was, is that if you were into that, that's fine. Yeah. but keep it to yourself behind your your closed doors and stuff like that. But the movement or whatever it is, the renaissance of their era is them coming out to publicize their lifestyles, which I'm not really like, I don't subscribe to it myself because I don't think it would be normalized. Well, I mean, I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be a
I don't know, man. I'll take you out. Chris.
No, it's not like that. I don't mean like that. I just mean to the concept of, if that is your sexual nature and your thing, it shouldn't be your personality. Like it shouldn't be. It shouldn't have to be something that should be a personality. Like if you're into that, that's fine. Some people are into feet. Nobody needs, a day dedicated to people who like feet.
A comic that
you know what I mean, right? Like you don't need to have like a day dedicated to you. Like you don't need that if you're into that sexual nature. That should be something that you're cool with. But if it's something that you like to make art about, that's not bad. But of course, art is it can be criticized. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You have to be aware of that. And I think the idea of tolerance has not been, it wasn't an established situation of tolerance. It was the idea of us knowing that's like, hey, if you're into that, that's fine, but keep it to yourself behind your doors because I don't want to see it in public.
It's also hijacking things that were before was not that stuff. And again, then they're like, we're going to change this character to be this. We're going to change this comic to be that.
Again, and this is what I said. The idea of them rushing to a trend because it's popular at the moment or a conversation that's happening doesn't really give you the opportunity to just come and throw it at you because it's like, hey, it's my turn. You have to listen. That's not what it should be. And I think that the part of tolerance is coming up soon, which is going to be like what we're going to see out of Marvel because they're going to get rid of a lot of the problems of what it is because they have to clean all their shit up before they renew the.
Yeah, but they have to have at least a lot of years of
time
of like good standing with the fans. Like
they need
it's
to
not
clean up all
but here's the other part of it. When it comes to heroes and comics, regardless if they are written to a more adult like audience, they always gravitate to innocence, to purity, to kids. Like almost everybody, I think everybody that I know that reads comics, they're like, oh yeah, my first comic I read when I was 5, when I was 6, right? Like it was never like, oh yeah, I'm 30 years old and now I'm reading comics because I want, like sexual representation or whatever representation you want. They're usually reading it for a story because also another friend that used to read comics, they're like, oh yeah, this like got me through a hard time as a kid. This like, and it don't matter. And even like the people who were original fans that may be in that community, they're like, no, I want this character because I saw a hero. And like this reminds me of when I was a kid, where you're not thinking about sensuality, you're not thinking about these kind of things. That's why adult movies, not adult films, adult movies like rated R films, that's the audience. Like if you want LGBTQ representation, it has to be rated R. It has to be not made for children. And when you're writing a comic book, superheroes, it doesn't work because it doesn't matter how adult you make it. A kid sees like, dude, I wanted a Hitman comic. The first comic I ever really wanted when I walked into a comic book store was a Hitman comic. Those are not made for kids.
The game?
No, Hitman.
Or just an assassin movie.
Yeah, Agent 42 Hitman comic.
Yeah, Bond, James Bond.
And my dad had the foresight to be like, these like, this is like a really dark, visual, and he has these 2 guns. Then he has the comic book shop guy like, hey, is this appropriate for kids? And then he looked at me and looked at my dad. He's like, no, this is not appropriate for kids. And I'm like, yeah, but that's also,
I'm gonna casually push against that because I was a kid once too, and I don't have I have the mental fortitude to know what's fake from reality, and I'm not gonna let a comic book or a film or a game or a movie or anything change the mentality of my mind to tell me, hey, you could get away with this because the story
you think so, but like when you read up history and I read up and like when I think back of every time like either I lost my cool or I was going through a hard time and the things that inspired me, like those altered certain ways that I thought. And people like, why do you think like people followed these tyrants throughout history. It wasn't because like they spoke a bunch of crazy stuff and then they started changing their minds and tolerating. Like, why do you think people leave religions and switch beliefs and become whatever it is they become? It's because you can be manipulated or you can watch something that changes you. Like you might be stronger than other kids. Like that's great.
Yeah,
If your parents gave you that foundation. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But parents usually who are taking care of their children really care about their children. Like they see like, hey, what is my kid watching? Like for instance, like I'm never gonna show my kids the James Gunn Superman because that's not a hero. I don't want them to see Green Lantern, Guy Gardner flipping off tanks and like them cussing, and that's what a hero does. Like I want to show them the animated series. I want to show them Christopher Reeve, and I wouldn't even show like the Donner cut Christopher Reeve to my kids just because of the implied sexual scene that they have in the Fortress of Solitude. But yeah, like there's a lot of things that I know, like when I saw something as a kid really affected me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of things that I saw in real life that didn't affect me at all that are usually traumatizing, like moving a dead body.
Mm-hmm.
Like didn't affect me at all the first time I had to move a dead body. But like seeing something on screen definitely affected me because your brain actually can't really tell sometimes from your imagination. That's why you can watch adult content and get a hard on without even doing anything to yourself. Like your mind is a powerful thing.
Yeah.
But that means everybody else. Yeah, but it's also weak.
Also weak. Yeah.
Also
weak. Good hit to the head, something you lose all your
good
memory.
hit to the head. Yeah. You eat the wrong thing, your hormones are out of balance. Like there's a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So like I never subscribed to the idea of that like everybody is just there's only strong and weak people. There's like no, every strong person has weak times, every weak person has strong times, and we got to do our best to stay strong at all times.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm not going to let my kids be susceptible to if I know James Gunn is going to write a children's book, I'm probably never going to get them that children's book,
Let me ask you a question then. This is just something as a parent in that nature of the allowing and not allowing to control content. When then do you think it'll be okay?
When they experience real life. Like I don't think it's ever okay to incorporate it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing with being a parent, the thing you got to navigate is like how much trust does your kid have to you? Like one of the big things for me as a kid, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. And even though it wasn't like every day was a crisis, she not only was able to tell when something was wrong with me, I had that like security that whenever I saw something or whenever something happened, I knew she was going to be home and I could ask her anything. Like the first time like I saw porn, it really shocked me. A friend of mine brought one of those Vegas cards because he went to Vegas with his parents that weekend, and then showed me like full-blown hustler chick spreading it, and dude, it shocked me. I was 7 years old.
Oh, you were
like
young,
I was quiet the rest of the day. I got home, I didn't say anything to my parents, but my mom like, "How's your day at school?" I'm like, "Oh, just good." But she noticed that like something was off, and eventually she little by little got it out of me, and was able to explain it where I felt secure, and I didn't understand what it was yet, but I knew it was bad, and to avoid that stuff. And then it didn't affect me. Like when I saw like two people of the same sex kissing once, I was like, "Mom, Dad, like what's going on?" I'm like, "Hey, people live differently than what is normal, because it's not normal, but it doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means that they chose this particular life that hopefully doesn't affect you." And then as you get mature and get through puberty, like you experience certain things, and then you as a parent, you're the one that hopefully you've established a trusting relationship that you can explain to them exactly what's going on with the mental capacity that they currently have. You know, like I'm never like my kids are gonna believe that Santa Claus is real until like they come to either the conclusion themselves or like, all right, he's at that age. But I'm not gonna tell them just because they had 2 Christmases believing that,
Mm-hmm.
Like they're gonna believe everybody's good in the world, but only trust me and my wife, and don't go alone with adults. But I'm not gonna tell them like these adults are gonna rape you if you go into their car. It's like
True.
People do bad things. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. Just to be
and
honest,
they're gonna hurt you. Like so, there's like, like there's levels to it, but yeah, it's not even something I worry about either. Like I know they're gonna live life, and especially when they get junior high, like that's when like it's gonna be hard to be a parent.
Yeah, of course.
So like right now it's like
that's when it
freaking
opens
easy.
up.
Yeah, because it's like and I know it's a long-winded answer, but yeah, like they don't need to be susceptible to that stuff. It's like kids should have a happy life, and that's it.
Junior high was the split right there, man. We would always drive to school. My mom would drive me to work, or my dad or to school. My mom or my dad, right? We'd always be listening to like the local radio station. I live in a small town, so it would always be like the New Kids on the Block, or like some mainstream 90s era band kind of stuff, right? And it wasn't until I got into junior high, which was the first time I heard like Korn and Limp Bizkit, and then I found Slipknot like in 8th to 9th grade. And I'm a huge Slipknot fan.
Dude,
like
Slipknot's
I know that Slipknot,
Slipknot's tight.
Every
time I put in Limp Bizkit on YouTube, there's always Slipknot.
Yeah, because there was
right
a
after.
huge rivalry, right?
Yeah.
And, like I just remember that like that was the thing, and then I remember when I got into the Slipknot era, and then I got into darker music and deeper, heavier, like grunge music, people would be like, nah, man, Korn's super gay, dude. Like, no one likes that shit. Like, it's not even real metal and all this stuff. And then you're like questioning, like, was that like the Dollar General version of like the heavy metal, like the Biscuit and Korn? And then but nowadays it's like, it's those bands are still around and they're still making music, and bless their hearts for
it's like Nickelback, like there was that era where everybody hated it. And it's like, and then you think about like
they just did a song with maybe it's AI or whatever, but I saw that Nickelback and Megan Thee Stallion did a song. And I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro. That doesn't even make any sense, dude.
No, but like the thing is, like I never understood it, because I was always a big fan of Nickelback because of the song Hero. Yeah. Like we had the DVD for Spider-Man 1 and 2, and they always had music videos in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was one of my favorite things, getting a DVD and going to special features and watching a music video. And I was like, why do people hate Nickelback? And somebody explained it to me. It was because of one song. But it's not even Christian rock. It's just it's just dudes.
It's bar music.
Yeah, by the way, Vince, Santa isn't real. Your toys came from other children. You're welcome. In China, particularly. That's your Santa. Mm-hmm. Chinese children. But you're like, like you, and it's fine to question things, but it's also like this is one of the reasons why I love Star Wars, was the intention that George Lucas had. He's like, I'm not trying to make people atheists. I'm not trying to make them believers of God. I believe everybody should have an opinion on what happens on the afterlife. An opinion. That means you did your own work, you asked your own questions, and you came to this conclusion. Can that conclusion eventually be different through life experiences, maybe deeper studying over time? Yeah, 100%. But you decided on your own. You weren't manipulated to think a certain way. You weren't forced to think a certain way. You have an opinion on it. So, like, it's one of the reasons I love Star Wars, because nothing was forced. It's like, here's a question. You answer it. I'm not going to debate this answer for you unless you want to know my feeling. And maybe something happens during this conversation where you change a certain idea that you had in the past. That's great. And then maybe I changed an idea that I had in the past. That's great. But you drew this opinion, so questioning things is never a bad thing.
No, never.
The reason why you question something sometimes is. Yeah.
Well, good stuff. Well, I don't really think that we're going to be able to cover all the stuff from Cinecon, because I think...
What?
For Cinecon? CinemaCon.
There was a trailer.
Doomsday.
I think it was like no, it's called like Dog something. It was like the kind of like an apocalypse. It had Josh Brolin in it.
Yeah. That actually, I saw that.
Yeah. Yo, you froze. What the freak?
In an airplane. Josh Brolin's in it. He has.
Yeah, you're freezing up, man. I don't know what's going on. Hello.
Hello, you there?
All right, now we're back.
What the heck just happened?
I have no idea, man.
I
know I'm lagging because I think my battery's low on my laptop.
Oh well, it's because I clicked on YouTube, so maybe the.
Oh yeah, probably.
So I was gonna go check it out, but yeah, that was a trailer that came out. I know that there's a trailer that might drop this week or next week for Doomsday. Apparently, they had all this crazy stuff where like Doom shows up at the mansion. Shang-Chi's fighting Gambit. Mystique changes into Yelena, and she's fighting Yelena. And the other one was Thor attacking Doom or showing up and attacking Doom with the hammer.
You want to know what's? You want to know something funny? I never understood why Marvel doesn't use Mystique more, just to like fake out the audience and like see like introduce a character that like in the universe she saw, but we haven't seen. You know.
Yeah, we haven't had the opportunity to use her because they haven't had the IP. They do now, but now they only get like 1 or 2 movies.
Well, they've had the IP like since what 2021.
Yeah, but they didn't bring in mutants. Like I thought it was stupid with the Kamala Khan. Yeah. Oh, you're a mutant or whatever. I thought that was retarded. But yeah, we'll have to see because again, the other rumor, which was kind of weird, we'll talk about this maybe next time on the show.
Yeah.
That Kevin Feige is saying that, and it's going to be right after Endgame because they're going to try to replace everything they did with Phase 4 by making it seem like it didn't really happen or whatever. So I don't really know how they're going to pull it off, but yeah.
Well, it would be stupid to say it's right after Endgame so that Phase 4 and 5 don't happen, but it's like it did happen. So why don't you just make it after Phase 4 and 5 and then make it all not happen, or at least, and then make it right after Endgame? I don't know. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Sure. Stackhouse, what's up, Sean? Thank you for jumping on the show. Nice picture, bro. Is that Superman? Is that old school Superman on your fucking picture? That's dope.
Dude,
and
what up?
It says, I hate the trailers nowadays. I saw the He-Man trailer and it's like, okay, I can fill in the blanks. Do I need to see it now? Dude, if you don't want to see it, it's just Thor 1 with Ragnarok graphics.
You want to know something funny? So with that Dogs trailer with Josh Brolin and all that apocalypse stuff, first of all, I don't like the main actor. I don't care for him. Okay. But that's how you do a trailer. You got me interested in the character. You got me interested in the story, and you barely gave me anything. Like I have assumptions. I have questions. That's what a trailer should do. Every time after the first He-Man trailer, every time they put out a He-Man trailer, I became less and less interested in the movie.
Well, I mean, it's like I said, the movie doesn't even look creative. I know I was talking to a friend of mine, and someone was like, "Oh, I'm super excited," and I'm like, "But it's Thor, the first movie with Ragnarok graphics. His kingdom's attacked. He gets sent to Earth. He's a normal human dude. He needs to find his sword, which is his hammer. He literally has to grab it, and then from that, then gets his lightning powers.
Yeah,
he has Heimdall's even in the fucking movie. Like the dude that played Heimdall is in the same fucking movie.
Dude, look, one bad thing that came out of the He-Man trailer, it wasn't even in the trailer. Hollywood needs to start training their actors to shut the hell up. Get some media training. Actors used to have media training to not alienate, one side or the other. Like one of I think it was the She-Ra actress. She was like, "Oh yeah, this is a fight against the patriarchy or toxic masculinity." And even if it isn't, let's say the movie isn't, you already killed part of your audience that was interested beforehand. Like,
wait, what is she talking about? She's saying the movie is about that?
Yeah. Like her character, like fights against that stuff, and it's like,
what's her character?
She-Ra? Yeah.
The She-Ra?
The love interest of
No, that's not She-Ra. That's not Maybelline.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's a different character. The reason why it's like that now is because of that fucking cartoon that Kevin Smith fucked up. Or Kevin whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came out and made it all about female empowerment and made He-Man a bitch and made the females Tila, right? Yeah, Tila. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
That was the only time that it ever came out that way. Like the comic books, literally He-Man had always just been a hero story where a dude that was super weak and unmasculine gets the power to be a hero and becomes masculine because he's powerful.
Yeah.
Like and this chick is saying that the movie's against that. That's the whole foundation of the whole He-Man story.
Well, that's the thing, like, because I think the first time I saw it where, like, the media pushed that and the movie wasn't about that was actually the newest Fantastic Four film. Even though I don't like it, like, they were like, oh, yeah, it's woman boss and fight the patriarch. And I was like, no, the movie wasn't that. Like, it was a decent enough story, and then they screwed up a lot of that. A lot of, like, good stuff that they were going with.
It was a family-based movie.
But yeah, like, but it wasn't the stuff that even actors and actresses were saying, like Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, the only reason why I could
shut
say
up, like,
that
you're killing your own brand.
The only reason I could say that it's something like that is because they gave Kirby, the girl, more lead kind of push, like her to be in the front. But in the comic book, she's kind of like that too, where she's always been like the Jessica Alba character in the Fantastic Four movie was the same way. You know, she liked.
No, but it made sense because of her personality. She's not a pushover. She's not.
Yeah. She's a little bit
just
tougher,
a side
right?
character. She challenges Reed. She helps Reed. She supports him. It's
I wonder
different.
If they're gonna have that same energy when they show that she hose it up in the comic book. I wonder if they're gonna keep that same energy, bro. Like that's the thing.
Doubt
that
it.
Shit.
Doubt it.
That I was like, you're gonna give me all of this stuff where she's like super girl boss or whatever, but I don't know. Are you gonna hoe it up like she is in the comic book? Because that's what made her popular. Like if you're gonna stick to this shit, you're gonna try to make it all like don't try to front and change the character up that much because no one's gonna like it. No one's gonna like it. So look at what happened to She-Hulk. They changed her character up. They made her a cunt. They made her an asshole. And now nobody wants to see this bitch in the movies.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I just read the Sean's comment. Apparently, the actor playing He-Man said that his portrayal of the character is both feminine and masculine. Man, this fool's gay.
Dude, well, don't forget when he's not He-Man, he pretty much is gay.
No, when he's not He-Man, he's still manly. That's why he actually puts the sword up, changes to He-Man.
No, he's a huge pussy. That's why him and the fucking tiger are the same way. He's a huge pussy when he's a normal dude.
Yeah, but he has courage. No, dude. I disagree with you on that one. He's not feminine. I mean, he's just knows that he's weak. He doesn't have the power, and then he puts it this sword. He's like,
that.
no,
like when you give a dude a gun. Like, yeah, it's the same concept. Like, but straight up.
But he's still a dude. He's not like freaking.
Him and his cat are the same character, minus the fact that the fucking tiger is like a super scaredy cat. But that's the whole thing. Is that was the word back in the day.
But they played it more like Peter Parker and Spider-Man, where Peter Parker doesn't have the confidence, but when he's in the suit, he has all this confidence. He's comedic. He thinks he's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This guy doesn't think he's cool though. He's just like,
Well, the He-Man. So the way they played it was like, the He-Man persona was him at his full courage and confidence. Him is just like without having the sword, he feels like a regular person.
That's right. Yeah, dude, Adam can come across as gay. Think about it.
Yeah.
He's below all the other heroes. Like he
is. Yeah, I agree.
And everyone, like even Tila and all the other dudes, Man at Arms, they're all like, "All right, Adam, you go that way, hide in the closet, bro. Like you don't need to be out here. We'll protect you." And he's like, "Thumbs up, dudes," and then he runs off. He doesn't say "Oh man, give me a sword, I can fight with you guys." He's like, "No, man, I'm good." Yeah, and of course his cat's already in the closet.
Yeah.
So no, he's like, of course he's like.
No, I get it, but I don't think he. I think he was just more like I don't think of Shaggy from Scooby Doo as feminine. I think feminine. I think of him as a scaredy cat. I think of him as like a dude that's scared, like weak.
That's what the
there's a difference between playing feminine and playing weak, or a fear, like a character that has a lot of fear. That's different. Yeah, and I think the cat was more of a comedic.
If you ever look at the caricature of the cat, it's a good point that you make because he acts more like Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly almost the same personality of the character. But I would say I understand where the character says he plays both these roles because I guarantee when he's not with the sword, he's gonna be like a super pushover. He's gonna be super like,
dude,
like knock the coffee out of his hand and be like, "Fuck you, bro," or whatever. And he's gonna be like,
and
oh,
honestly,
man.
the only fantasy movie I'm looking forward to is Highlander.
They're gonna mess it up too, bro.
I'm not sure. Usually,
no,
at this point, when Henry Cavill is a part of something,
yeah, I was gonna say
really
Henry
stickler,
Cavill's the gatekeeper, and I like it for him. Like I like it.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
him. Yeah, and I think Josh Brolin is casually being the same way, just kind of testing the waters. Like he does make a lot of cool movies that kind of deal with a lot of this stuff. But yeah, man, we're gonna have to see how it goes. But yeah, I don't really have a lot of excitement for a lot of stuff coming out. Doomsday, I'm not really excited for. I don't get it.
I have small excitement. Oh, funny enough, watching what was it, CinemaCon. I watched it with Derpy, right?
Nice.
I didn't think I was gonna get interested in Toy Story 5, but as a parent, the villain is an iPad, like a tablet, and
they're going
I know
digital,
it's, huh?
They're going
Yeah,
like
where
digital.
like it's kind of like the same concept as the fourth one, where like toys are being discarded, but like the kid is actually addicted to this iPad, and the iPad or the tablet has nefarious reasons, to do evil things or whatever, and the toys are trying to get rid of the tablet, because no kids are playing with toys anymore. And I think it might be a good movie based off that concept, not because it's the next Toy Story movie, but I think in that concept alone, if they do it correctly, I think it would be a big hit.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot of cool storytelling between that.
Yeah, and that's one that I'm newly excited for my kids. One that one movie I told you about with Josh Brolin, I'm excited about, and I'm like halfway excited for Spider-Man. If they come out and say Zendaya gets killed, I'm totally watching in theaters.
Jesus Christ, dude!
Dude, I can't stand her character. Freaking terrible.
Well, I guarantee they're gonna probably do away with her character because
they have to, dude. She sucks.
Because they need to bring in a Mary Jane already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mary Jane Watson, not whatever her name is.
Yeah, I guarantee they're gonna switch it up because if not, then it doesn't make any sense. The MJ name.
Dude, did you freeze again, man? What are you doing? Dude, I swear you're on adult sites during the stream. There's no way it's freezing this badly.
Oh, this is getting weird. All right, can you see me again? Are you back?
Yeah, and I could hear you now.
All right, yeah. Yeah, everything's getting kind of, I don't know, is your stuff going out too? Are you lagging also?
No, I'm lagging a bit, but I think it's because my computer is like
getting like dying
out of battery. Well, like it's charging, it's going up, but like
yeah, you're going out of battery. Yeah. All right, well then we'll call it there. No worries. Sorry, this is irrelevant anywhere, but I just thought about it. Adam wore pink in the 80s for crying out loud. Yeah, that was a whole moment in time. But most definitely, he's probably gonna wear pink in this because it was a meme for a while. Relic,
hey man, I'll still wear a Kirby sweatshirt.
Yeah, straight, bro. I have the Batman shirt from Vegeta and Dragon Ball.
Oh, dude. I need an actual button-up Batman shirt, dude. I need that.
I have that shirt. I have it. I wear it to the gym.
Do you have the rash guard that was made?
No, I have a regular T-shirt that just says Batman on the back, but it's pink, and it has a printed pocket to make it look like it's a polo. But I want to get the button-up one, but straight up. But Relic, I appreciate you for staying on. I appreciate you for staying. Brian was gonna be on, but he had WrestleMania, and Derpy, I don't know what happened to him, man. He just kind of dubs out whenever, I don't know, we start having rough conversations.
We got to have a conversation with him, like, hey, man.
Dude, he's got to balls up, man, for reals, bro. That's
well, you can't just like exit out, like that's not.
I think
that's disrespectful, but I don't know. Maybe he actually had a situation. I like him a lot.
I have a hard I've had a hard conversation about him, sticking to his guns and learning how to debate. But I think he was going to struggle too with DC because he wanted to bring up the DC stuff, and Supergirl, not a fan of. I think it looks boring, and then Clayface, I think it's a stupid IP. But we'll get into that later. Not Derpy. Relic, I appreciate you. I hope you have a good weekend, man. I hope you have a good week. I hope everything positive happens in your life, bro, all the time.
Dude, you too, man. I'm almost at 100 subscribers on YouTube. I'm at 97. Baby. So if anybody goes over there, I'm not streaming every day. I have some things down the pipeline. I finally was able to start work
nice.
Over here.
Congratulations.
And it's awesome, and I have some some investments going. Hopefully that will work out.
I hope it works out, brother. I really do. Praying, brother. But thank you so much, everybody that's out there in our comment section. We appreciate everyone that jumped in the Answers channel. We appreciate you guys too, and Derpy putting us on there. We really like it. So thank you guys for jumping on and talking nerd with us, man. We'll see you guys again here on Sunday. Thank you to all our extraordinary listeners. Thank you guys, and thank you to the boys. And we'll see you guys again here next Sunday.
Thank you. Good night, guys.
Thank you, boys and girls. Thank you, guys. Later. Peace. Let's see. Let me get a video before we get out. Let's go.
A video? What?
Boom. Let's go. Let's see if it plays. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.